and then Courtney Sarro and Danae Blais in that fourth quarterfinal race. For the men's 500-meter quarterfinals, the advancement to the semifinal round is 1+2. That means that the first and second place skaters from each race, and up to a maximum of 2 fastest third place skaters, will qualify for the semifinals. Alors, chez les messieurs, pour le 500 mètres, ça serait un avancement de 2+2 pour passer en ronde de demi-finale. For the women, it will also be a 2+2 advancement. Alors pour les femmes, la distance de 1000 mètres, aussi un avancement de 2+2 pour passer en ronde de demi-finale. If this is your first time with us here today, you'll be able to tell which athletes to keep an eye out for by spotting their helmet cover number. The helmet cover number is their overall ranking from the World Tour season last year. Starting with helmet number 1, a custom helmet made by the Dutch Lion skater Itzhak de Laat with a gold 1 on the top of it, and then each skater after that will have the white number on the side, showing which position they finished overall last year in the World Tour. Alors, si c'est votre première fois ici avec nous, vous allez pouvoir suivre les athlètes en sachant qui a fini dans quelle position au classement général en regardant les chiffres sur le côté du casque. Ceux qui ont gagné le World Tour, le circuit mondial l'année passée, ont un casque qui a été fait par le patineur néerlandais Itzhak de Laat. In 5 seconds, we will be live around the world. Nous serons en direct à travers le monde dans 2.
It's fall, it's Montreal, and that really means just one thing. A new international short track season is just about to get underway, and this time there is an Olympic Games on the horizon. Hello everyone, Gavin Day here at the Maurice Richard Arena in the east end of Montreal. As always, beside me, Tyler Dara, ready to go. This is a big one coming up this weekend.
Hello Gavin, absolute pleasure to be back here with you in Montreal for the first 2 stops of the Short Track World Tour. A lot of action underway this afternoon. We have some big races with the 500 meter right out of the gate.
We are starting with a bang, as Tyler mentioned. 500 meters coming up. We get into the quarterfinals. The first block of racing also has the women's 1,000 meter quarterfinals, men's 1,000, and that will take us to our first break of the day. As always, we have plenty of feature content that will be up throughout the weekend's World Tour action. So wherever you may be watching around the world, don't go anywhere. We will keep you entertained for the next few hours. Well, we won't. They will out on the ice. And I mean, just look at what we have still to come. Might as well get going with the 500 meters. So many Olympic subplots to come between countries, between teammates. So much to look at. Crystal Globe, Olympics, individual accomplishments, all of it.
We have so many different ways to analyze what's happening, so many different battles occurring throughout the weekend. As you mentioned, Gavin, Olympic positions at stake here. Over the first 4 World Tour events, there's only 4 this season. Skaters will combine and build points throughout, and those in the top 32 with the 500 meter, the 1,000 meter will gain entry to the Olympic Games. 36 skaters in the 1,500 meter, and then of course there's the added factor of the relays. If you qualify your team in the relay, one of the top 8 teams, that secures 5 quota spots for your team, your country.
As Tyler mentioned, the first of 4 weekends. 2 of them will be here in Montreal this weekend and next. And then we will do a European swing starting in Poland, in Gdansk, and then following that up in Dordrecht the following weekend in the Netherlands. So just a sprint this season, not 6 events as it was last year, because of course Milan Cortina 2026 beckons in February. We'll be back here again in March for the World Championships, so it is a lot of Montreal, but we are always happy to be in this beautiful city.
Oh, always terrific to be in Montreal, as you said, Gavin. Great crowd, great volunteer base. It's always a fun environment to be in. I think the skaters are very familiar with the ice conditions here. They've raced here a lot over the years, so it's a little bit more, fair. Everyone knows what to expect coming into Montreal here now.
What they're doing right now, as you're watching, they're just introducing the Canadian team members. They all have their little sizzle reel, their little hero shots. A lot of the athletes, when they came in over the course of this week, they did a lot of posing for videos, arms folded, that kind of thing. And so now, after the Canadians are introduced, looks like we are heading down to the ice to introduce our officials. There's our program for today. Pretty much as it has been always. Men's 500 and 1500 today. Women's 1,000. There will also be the women's relay. And if you have been joining us for the last few days, this is where it all going to come to pay off. We've had a couple long qualifying days. We had a morning repechage session. But now it's time for the medals to be given out and all the emotion that goes with that.
Well, different than previous seasons, we have 2 qualifying days rather than 1 Friday qualifying day. A lot of additional skaters here seeking their Olympic dream, looking to qualify for the games. That increases the number of skaters in the competition. I believe it's around 250 skaters this week. Therefore, more racing, more action, but then we required more time, so 2 qualifying days.
And if you do remember last season, there was the introduction of the team identities. They're back, but now there's more of them. As Tyler mentioned, more athletes, more nations, some more new identities, and it's just adding to the flair of this just incredibly fun and exciting sport. First skaters are on the ice. Men's 500-meter quarterfinals. There's the start list. 4 heats. Top 2 skaters from each race and up to 2 fastest third-place skaters qualify for the semifinals. And when we say up to, there's always the chance for advancement. And so there's a big, big asterisk next to those spots. So they'll be aiming really for the top 2. But in this race also, the time does matter, as it determines if you move on, what position you get on the start line. We will talk about all that. But position 1, where Sun Long is, of the Chinese lungs, is where every skater wants to be. Start list. Sun Long, Yoshinaga, Kazuki, Roberts, Krusbergs, Andrew Hio, and Michał Niewinski. And it's Sun Long.
Well, Sun Long, terrific start there off the line. He won a World Tour 500-meter last season, building out of that turn. Relaxed down the straightaway here, looking very composed.
On any day, any one of these skaters could come through. A guy like Michał Niewinski sitting at the back of the pack. He's running out of room and he's running out of time. It's Sun Long. Here is Yoshinaga looking up the inside. It's not there. Here comes Roberts Krusbergs, the big Latvian. He's trying to move up the inside. It's not there. And race 1 will go to Sun Long.
Well, great skate from Sun Long out front, but Yoshinaga in second, skating a very nice defensive track pattern, making sure that he was exiting down the straightaway on the inside shoulder of Sun Long there, therefore blocking that inside pass that Roberts Krusbergs was looking to make from 3rd position. And we talked about it, Gavin, the times still do have an impact on the seating in the lane position in the following round. So it's very integral. Those skaters are looking for that fast time so that they can get that first lane advantage in following semifinal round.
Yoshinaga, 26 years old. Sun, also a veteran, and just a great tactical race there. Keeping off the rest of the field. Just no opportunity for them to jump ahead. Results confirmed. Krusbergs now on the clock with a 40.738, but that's 1 clean race.
Well, what's so exciting to watch here is that in the first 2 rounds of qualifying on Thursday and Friday, we don't often see those top skaters going head-to-head just yet. Today, this afternoon, on Saturday, we're getting those big names squaring off. Everybody's getting an opportunity to kind of see where they stand amongst the best.
There is a look at the world champion, finally achieving that great Palmar last season, at the end of the season in Beijing. 2 world champions. He won the 500 and the 1,000, did Steven Dubois. 2 Canadian ice maples in that brand new kit. There's Lin Xiaojun. Also here, Lorenzo Previtali and Melle van het Wout. Yes, there's two of them. We'll see Jens, sure enough, in just a little bit. That new Canadian Ice Maples kit. Dubois with a new helmet design, but here we go with heat number 2. And it's Dubois out of position 3. Absolutely world-class start by the Canadian. And Lahoun out of position 1. Down goes Previtali, but it is Dubois absolutely surging away.
Well, a tremendous start from 3rd position on the line. Dubois, typically we see him starting 1st position, but not where he's used to being there. A tremendous start. Maxime Lahoun closing the gap, looking for the inside pass on his teammate Dubois.
And is that opening the door? Melle van het Wout closing the gap, but it's the 2 Ice Maples. And 4 skaters line astern. It is Lahoun and it is Dubois on the reach.
Close call there at the end from Melle van het Wout going down, but Maxime Lahoun, what a terrific skate there. Stephen Dubois came out of the blocks just flying. Maxime Lahoun closing that gap down, transitioning that right into a pass. Never an easy feat on the legs of Stephen Dubois. One thing to note, if you were paying attention this summer watching the Canadian trials, Stephen Dubois was dealing with a little bit of a leg injury, so that kind of sidelined him for a bit. He's now starting to get back in that top form that we were seeing him in at the World Championships in Beijing.
Those Canadians, just about as perfect a weekend as it could go. They swept the men's medals, they won the mixed relay, they won the women's relay 6 times. Oh, Canada played that weekend, but Maxime Lahoun.
Well, Maxime Lahoun coming in unranked in the 500 meter. He was not competing in the 500 meter event last year on the World Tour, but had a very strong showing at the Canadian selections. That's where we're seeing him here today in this event. And the official times are in.
And it is Lahoun and Dubois. And the 3rd time is Melle van het Wout, 40.222, the fastest of the 2 3rd-place times.
Well, that's very quick. We've seen Stephen Dubois last season just sneaking into those high 39s, 39.8, 39.9.
Final decision, penalty, number 41, Italy.
So there is a penalty. Lorenzo Previtali, failure to give way is the ruling. And so that is when he went off.
That was on Lin Zhaojun, 500 meter world champion in 2024 back in Rotterdam.
You'll note, if you are new to short track, wondering what it's all about, if there is an incident in the race, you will see a yellow dot go up in the bottom left corner of your screen. They can review it and determine mid-race if it's cleared or not. And if it's cleared with no punishment, you'll see that dot turn green. We go into heat number 3, a couple more of the Italian gladiators, Pietro Sigel and Thomas Natalini. Liu Xiaoang of the Chinese lungs. Our first look at a Turkish Anatolian par this afternoon, Dennis Ors. Certainly he's one of the lower seeded skaters, but we know he does have some great top end speed. And the returning Huang Daihan right there, perhaps the X factor in this race. Season away from that Korean program, but he has been skating very, very well in the days leading up. Have the pedigree of that man. This race could get very, very interesting in a hurry.
Go to start.
Pietro Sigel, 3rd in the World Tour standings last year. So consistent, almost always it seems, in an A final. But it is the 2 blue Italian gladiators on the front.
Well, Natalini now comfortably tucked in behind his teammate Pietro Sigel, but he's under pressure. Liu Xiaowang's going to be looking to set something up here, but he's got to watch behind him. He's got Wang Dayon closing this down quickly.
At the bell, it is Siegel trying to go wire to wire. Natalini would like to join him, and then it's a race for third, but it is Siegel making it look very comfortable, but a good result for the side that will be the home team in February.
Well, great skate from the Italian Gladiators. Italy hosting the Olympic Games. There's just immense pressure that comes with that. As the home country, as the home team, you've got that dream opportunity of delivering a medal on home turf. But that comes with a lot of pressure, not only just from yourself, but also from a nation.
A 40.388 is Liu Xiaowang's third place time. That moves him into second of those third place times. That knocks Roberts Krusberg's out. One final heat, we'll see if those two third place times stand up. There you go, Liu Xiaowang with the little clock next to him. We'll wait to see if his time is up. Heat number 4 already on the ice. The patch job continues. The 500 so often the finish line there gets pretty scarred up as the skaters. Let's wait there one moment. William Dongenou being introduced. As the finish line tends to get scratched up when they're reaching for the line, they dig the blades, and there is a look at the crystal globe holder and the bespoke helmet that goes along with that, designed by Dutch Lions skater Itzhak de Laat, who has quite the side hustle, designing custom designs for many skaters in the world. 4 skaters in this one. Usually it's been 5, but it's got Brandon Kim, who's been skating very well for the USA Eagles, their national champion when they did their trials just recently. The aforementioned William Dongenou, Stan de Smet, you already got a look at him, the Belgian Ice Bear, and Furkan Akar. Fix up the ice. Akar's grooving with the Soldier Boy that's playing right now.
Well, the 500 meter, 4.5 laps, pure sprint. It's so challenging because this race is just all out speed. It's so challenging to make a pass at those speeds. So you usually get 1, if you're lucky, 2 opportunities to make a strong move.
So the work is complete. And we'll go to the line. There's a bit of extra space. This is like back in the old days when there'd be 4 people on the line. We used to have 5 in the 500s. It's back to 4.
Go to the start. Ready.
Out of position 1, a great start by Brandon Kim. Focusing fully on short track these days, as he is a student at Stanford University, but with Olympics on the line, he's all business here, and he's trying to hold off William Dongenou.
Well, that was a big defensive track pattern from Brandon Kim, but William Dongenou, a master of the track himself, he's able to move around that, adjust accordingly to take that lead. As Stan de Smet moves into second place.
De Smet in second at the bell. Dongenou trying to get into the semifinals, looking like he will do just that. Kim is going to try one last push for second, not going to do it. And Dongenou acknowledges the crowd.
Well, Dongenou yesterday looked like he was struggling with his blades a little bit. Didn't show any sign of that there. He was just tremendous on that. We'll get a replay here of that setup from William Dongenou, building out wide. Brandon Kim will watch to see it. He adjusts his track pattern out wider to push William Dongenou deeper into the corner. A lot of skaters might panic under that situation, but William Dongenou just carries his speed, adjusts accordingly, and keeps it going to attack. This is that look right there where he gets pushed super wide and deep into the corner. He's able to transition that into a nice inside pass. So clean.
We'll go through, along with de Smet, the 40.678, which is Brandon Kim's time, not enough. So 2 third places moving along. That's Melle van het Vout and Liu Xiaowang.
Well, that's a huge result for Melle van het Vout here. Debut on the World Tour to make it to the semifinals, a top 10 now for him. And those points can carry you a long way. You need to be in the top 32. What you have is we have 4 World Tours. You're going to take your best 3 results, add those together, and that's what will create that ranking list.
His brother not here in this distance. You see who's moving on to the semifinals. We will transition it back there pretty quickly. And the women's 1,000 meters already on the ice. Van Trout, that one, Mella. He's had some injury issues, but his brother is in interviews saying he would love to race in the Olympics with his brother. And if you watch the mixed relay over the course of this event, we saw them yesterday. They had the Velzeboer sisters, and then they had the Van Trout brothers. I don't think we'd seen that before. I think it was the first time we'd seen two pairs of siblings in the mixed relay. And women's 1,000 meters quarterfinals coming up right now. 4 heats, top 2, and a maximum of 2 fastest thirds going on to the semifinals. And I mean, this is a heavyweight tilt for a quarterfinal. Jaemin Jong, the Korean White Tigers, Florence Brunel, Chloé Olivier of the French Roosters, Hannah De Smet, world champion, Ariana Fontana. Buckle up.
Ready.
Well, as you're talking about that, Gavin, we got 4 Olympic medalists in this group of 5 skaters. Jaemin Jong, 2-time Olympic gold medalist back-to-back in the 1,500 meters. Ariana Fontana, 11-time Olympic medalist, and Florence Brunel as well. Hannah De Smet, world champion too.
Fontana going for her 5th Olympics. It would be a bookend. She started in Torino in 2006 as a teenager. But it's the 1,000, always this interesting mix. You look at the likes of De Smet, world champion in this distance, but also really loves the 1,500. And then you have the pure speed of a Florence Brunel of the Canadian Ice Maples.
Well, Jaemin Jong taking the lead here. She's a veteran skater. She knows she wants to control from the front. She's got a deep field. You want to protect that lead. But Hannah De Smet, an incredibly capable passer and has incredible endurance as well. We'll keep an eye on her from third as she looks to wind up to go around the outside.
De Smet not afraid to leave it late on the passes, but also she found out last year she's also okay with leading the last few laps. But right now, Jaemin Jong, here comes Florence Brunel trying to go around the outside. Not there yet. Now on the inside, also not there. And it's De Smet for the lead.
Well, what a quick move from De Smet there. She felt the pressure from Florence Brunel. She was able to jump that up the inside. Florence Brunel now on Jaemin Jong. Incredible.
And it's De Smet. Brunel getting the boost from the home crowd. Jaemin Jong might have to wait to see if the time is enough. Nothing getting reviewed. Another clean race. And De Smet delivers.
Well, this is interesting. You know, I was really pegging Jaemin Jong as one of the favorites here. Not the performance that she was probably hoping for. She went to that lead early. Maybe she just exhausted herself a little bit too much there. Incredible race from Florence Brunel to not give up, keep attacking, get that second place finish. But now we're starting to see the cards. Where do these skaters stand amongst each other? And now they're thinking, okay, they're reading the field, everybody's watching, they're getting an idea of who stands where.
Just keeping an eye on that third place time. Jaemin Jong, 1:30.361. Just has to wait for 3 more races. See if it holds up. We're talking about who was in the first heat, who's in the second heat. The reigning Crystal Globe winner from the United States, the USA Eagles, with their new look kit. Kristen Santos Griswold, 3rd in the World Tour last season. Corin Stoddard, her teammate, also ranked #1 in this distance. And then 2nd place in the World Tour standings last year, Cassandra Velzeboer, also ranked 2nd in the world in this distance.
Well, top 3 skaters from last year. The women's field was so tight. There were so many skaters that were throwing their hat in the ring, going after that Crystal Globe title. The men's race was a little bit more, close, but it was really a showdown in the end between William Danjanu and Jens van Wout. But the women's side went all the way to the end. It was a tight race to the finish. Just shows the depth of the field.
Santos, Griswold, Stoddard, the best of friends. I think they have a shared Instagram account as well, where they get up to their, speed skating antics. But also in this race, Zhang Chutong, Hirai Ami, never ever count them out.
Go to the start. Ready.
It's just amazing. The helmet number is indicative of where they finished on World Tour last season. And in a quarterfinal, we have 1 and 2 and 3.
Number 3 representing the USA Eagles, Corinne Stoddard. Number 21.
Well, it's just really interesting sometimes the way the draws work and the way the draws form throughout the quarters and the semifinals leads some races to feel a little more stacked than others.
Stoddard, always so focused on the ice.
Well, in the early rounds, Corey Stoddard was just looking incredibly strong. She looks rock solid, stable out there, in control of this race from the front again.
Absolutely. Her face just etched in stone when she's on the ice, just the picture of focus.
Number 1, 2, and 3.
Here comes Zhang. We're talking about the others, but never watch out for Zhang Chutong into second.
A little bit of a deep entry there from Corey Stoddard. She heard the attack of Zhang Chutong there, and then she picked up the pace immediately.
Inside 3 to go. Santos Griswold has some work to do. The gap has opened up. And there she goes into 4th.
Corey Stoddard really driving that right arm out of the corner, trying to get those feet moving on the bell lap.
It is Stoddard, Velzeboer right behind her, and then Zhang. Here comes Santos Griswold. She's going to leave it late, but it is Corinne Stoddard taking this one confidently. Velzeboer second, and it's close for 3rd.
Unofficially moving on to the semifinal round, Corinne Stoddard and Sandra Velzeboer.
Well, Kristen Santos Griswold, a Crystal Globe winner from last year. Things getting left a little bit late, getting caught in the back there. Just a little too much work to be done with too little time left in the race. We will be going to a photo finish. I think Zhang still may have got that one at the line.
Unconfirmed, Zhang does have it by, let's say, 11 thousandths of a second. Indeed, she does with a 1:29.186. Zhang Chutong has now the first fastest 3rd place time, but Stoddard, pressure behind her, well, she didn't show that she was bothered by it.
Well, Corey Stoddard leading that race out all the way to a 1:28.7 time is very quick. That is a strong pace that she handled all on her own there out front, making it increasingly difficult for everyone else behind her. Again, showcasing her strength. It's the hardest place to be is in the front to pull that pace. A little bit easier if you're falling behind in the draft. You can relax a little bit more, as much as you can in short track.
Heat number 3. Here's a look at the start list. Very packed field in the last 2. 6 skaters on the line. So 2 Italian gladiators, Gloria Ioriatti and Elisa Confortola. There is Kim Gi Lee, a former Crystal Globe winner. Also, she has a teammate, No Do-hee, of the Korean White Tigers. Aurélie Levesque, the French Roosters. Of course, that side not only building for 2026, they will have the home crowd advantage in 2030. And Camilla Cellier. And if you are just joining us for the World Tour portion, I'll say the story again. Camilla Cellier got married to her teammate DNA Cellier in the summer, so Camilla Stormovska did the name change and is now Camilla Cellier. And congratulations to them.
Go to the start. Ready.
Elisa Confortola, stumble there early enough to recover. But she was one of the real skaters who made big steps forward. She'd had European Championship success, but last year getting up on the World Tour onto the podium. And it is No Do-hee.
Well, when you have a field of 6 skaters in a 1,000-meter, it's all the more important to try to find yourself in the front half of the pack because it's a lot less work to get to the front. Now Kim Gi Lee looking to go around the outside before this picks up too quickly.
Just so smoothly, so calmly moves all the way around to the lead. One of the absolute best passers in the business. Confortola looking up the inside, not quite there though. Yoriati. So it's White Tiger, Gladiator, White Tiger, Gladiator at the moment.
Well, let's watch for No Dohi in third right now. Does she have the legs left in her? The lactic is building up. The legs will be feeling heavy. Yoriati now maybe eyeing up from fourth.
Yoriati looking at the outside. Is she going to try to dive up to the line and reach? Nope, it's going to be Kim Gili. Fortola in second. And again, nothing getting reviewed. Another clean race. No Dohi, nicely up to third. A 1:30.8 is her unofficial time. And so that actually is the slowest of the three third place times. So that one won't be enough. So it looks like 2 qualifiers coming out of that race.
Well, a smart, clean skate from Kim Gili. A little patient in the back. Strike one big move on the outside, don't look back. Just stayed calm and relaxed too while she held that lead, not panicking, skating nice and smoothly.
Results are confirmed. Kim Confortola moving on. More heat still to come. Another one with 6 skaters. This one will see 2 Canadian Ice Maples. Courtney Sareau back and looking like her absolute best. A couple years ago, she was in the talk of contenders for the Crystal Globe. Last year, she started the season on the shelf, recovering from concussion, but in the early returns this season, Sareau is throwing down some results. They did the Canadian trials. They did the individual distances 3 times each, so 9 races. She won all of them.
Well, as you said, Gavin, last year at the World Tour, stop number 2, Courtney Sareau was up here with us, dealing with some injury issues. And then ever since that moment, she's just been on this upward trajectory all the way through the Worlds, where she got 2 silver medals, and then moving into this season, a terrific Canadian trials, and it doesn't look like she's slowing down whatsoever. I really feel like she's the favorite in this race right now.
I feel like we should take some credit. Just after dealing with us, everything seemed easy.
I don't want to be back up there with those guys.
Danae Blais, the other Canadian Ice Maple, herself medal winner on World Tour. There's Gung Lee, Michelle Velzebor, Nakashima Mide, and Gabriela Topolska. Incredibly tight field. Just a showcase of the growing depth within this sport.
Go to the start. Ready.
And it is Sareau taking the lead into the corner.
Well, Danae Blais had tremendous success in the 1,000-meter event last year on the World Tour. She got her first World Tour victory in the 1,000-meter, and what she loves to do is lead from the front. And as I say, she's now moved into the front of this race with Courtney Sareau now in third position behind her. We'll see Courtney Sareau's not going to stay there long. Look to attack back to the front, and it's the Ice Maples back in the lead.
Gung Lee trying to break the Ice Maples wall there at the front.
Kashima looking for a move. Michelle Velzebor now on the outside, going all the way around the lead.
And Velzebor is one of the fastest sprinters in the game.
Still 4 laps to go. You've got to be able to pace yourself. You can't open it up too early.
And it's all hands to the pumps right now when Velzebor tries to pull away Sareau. Getting right up there. Here comes Blais. Here comes Topolska on Mide, and now for the lead, Sareau.
Danae Blais in second, looking for the inside. That's been shut down. She's down into the turn.
And it is Sareau. Unfortunate for Blais is off. Sareau, and then it's a battle for second. That is
Topolska all the way up to second there. Contact with Michelle Velzebor.
She and Velzebor go down. So 2 incidents that will get reviewed.
And both incidents happen to be with the skater in that second position of the race, which is an advancement position if the officials identify an issue.
Topolska almost looking like she was through into second when she went down, and so lots to analyze down on the ice. The officials will be liaising with the review room
Well, when Topolska started that move, she was actually back in 4th position, which you're not going to be having any shot at advancing through. So her giving it everything she had to try to look for one of those top 2 spots, or even the 3rd for that savings of a possible time advancement. But there's another look at the contact between Danae Blais, Michelle Velzebor. Out to Polska there in the corner. Some contact with Michelle Velzebor in the last turn. Courtney Soro skating comfortably to that finish line. So be investigating a possible late pass, a legal late pass from Topolska on Michelle Velzebor.
Our referee, Balázs Kover.
And what the officials are looking for is they're looking for clear evidence of that infraction. If they're unsure, if they can decipher which skater was making the move there, sometimes it's a lane change from outside to in, or is it a late entry? It can be either, right? So they're trying to decipher that. And if they're unsure of that, they'll call that a shared responsibility.
You are both to blame in that situation. So in that case, it's an interesting one. The potential illegal late pass is what's being looked at on Topolska. We throw it to the ice.
Final decision. Penalty number 33, Poland. Advancement number 11, Netherlands.
Final decision, you heard it. Topolska penalized. Velzebor will go through, and so it's an illegal late pass. So yes, she got through, but there's just no room there.
You can see as they're lining up going into that corner, that first block marker, Michelle Velzebor, still ahead in the lead there. Topolska diving up the inside, making that contact as they both go down. It's a legal late pass.
So Nakashima Mide will go through along with Courtney Soro and Michelle Velzebor. The women's 1,000-meter semifinals will be after the first ice resurfacing break. Before that, 2 very quick races. You see the list of advancers. So just one qualifying on time with that advancement. That's Zhang Chutong, who will be going through. Velzebor takes the other advancement. So that's why we always say a maximum of, because advancements can just kind of throw that all aside. Heat number 1 in the men's 5,000-meter semis. 2 Canadian Ice Maples, Maxime Lahourne, who looked very good against his teammate Steven Dubois. Well, they're 1 and 2 now on the line. Melle Van het Wout, Sun Long, and Yoshinaga Kazuki flying the flag for the Japanese Ninjas.
Silence, s'il vous plaît. Quiet, please. Go to the start. Ready.
Great jump out of position 4 by Sun Long into 3rd, but it is the hometown boys who are on the front.
Well, Steven Dubois stayed very calm. Melle Van het Wout down in that corner on his own. Just going to say, Steven Dubois very composed on that half-lap opener there. Now accelerated that gap that he left between him and Maxime Lahourne.
Sun Long, an incredibly experienced skater, plenty of international achievement. He's trying to break through this Canadian wall at the front. There's nothing just yet, but he comes up on Dubois. Where's the opening? Can't find it. Maxime Lahourne again beating his teammate, but it could be 2 Canadians in the A final.
Well, just some great skating there from Maxime Lahourne out front, but also Steven Dubois in second, really managing his track pattern well. It's so difficult to pass that speed, so sometimes you just have to adjust to look to defend your position. Steven Dubois doing just that. Fantastic racing right there. There was a look at the fall from Melle Van het Wout.
It is top 2 automatically moving on and up to 1/3. Fastest 3rd place skater, and so looking at Sun Long's time, 40.495 as the time to beat in that standing. But Maxime Lahourne, what a beginning for him. This is the last one heading into the break.
Well, one thing that's just great to see too for Stephen Dubois is that he is really showing that he is back into form after some struggles back in August around the Canadian trials with a leg injury. That does not appear to be affecting him at all now.
So keep in mind, each team can have 3 entrants. Donjanu is going to try to join his 2 teammates to make it so, but it's a tough one. Pietro Siegel right there. Thomas Natalini as well, the Italian gladiators. A guy named Liu Xiaowang, who people may be familiar with, and Stan Desmet.
Go to the start. Ready.
Stumble off the line by Liu, and they're not bringing it back because there was no collision there. He went down on his own.
Yeah, if you fall on your own accord, they will not recall the race. It has to be a contact or interference from another skater. And right now, William Danjanu is flying on this speed track. Look how wide he's carrying it out. He looks controlled out there.
1.5 laps to go. It's Siegel tucked up right behind Donjanu. He just knows top 2 move on. Is he going to try for the lead? It's Donjanu holding off Siegel. Oh boy, very nearly coming together, and Desmet is down. Donjanu takes it. Siegel second, and spinning round and round is Thomas Natalini in third.
Well, Natalini was just breakdancing through that finish line there.
And somehow, he might actually get the faster third place time. I mean, he wasn't in control by any stretch of the imagination, but I don't think it was his own doing. It wasn't when he was reaching for the line.
Well, William Danjanu was just absolutely flying out there. I was too focused on the race to be paying attention to the lap times, but I know where this finishing time is going to stand, and he was just flying.
Could it be under 40 seconds?
39.5 is the world record in the 500 meter. And one thing I'm looking for too is just the control and the confidence that the skaters have in their blades as they're going around the corners at that pace.
A 39.9 for William Donjanu. That's a heck of a photo, isn't it?
Oh, it's huge about that. Well, there's the photo. Natalini there. But William Danjanu, that will put him first on the line.
And could it be, it'll be Siegel who would get position number 2, and Natalini will actually get position number 3. He gets that faster third place time, and it was faster than all in Heat 1. So that's the first beginning we have here. I'm sure it got the hearts racing a little bit.
Just some fantastic racing right there. A lot of familiar names, some new names working their way up the ranking list from last season on the World Tour.
And there you see who will be in the A and B finals. And so we head into our first ice resurfacing break on the other side. The women's 1,000 meter semis, and then our first finals of today. That gets going at about 2:27 local time, so that's about 16 minutes. So plenty of time to get yourself ready. We'll see you on the other side.
In this next block, we will have the semifinals in the 1,000 meters for the women's, as well as the A and B finals for the 500 meters, where we will see our 3 Canadian skaters, as well as the A and B finals for the 1,000 meter women's. We will be back with you in just around 15 minutes.
Tell them that I want the gold now. This is my kingdom, this is the freedom. Nothing can stop me now. This is all that I've been fighting for. This is all that we've been fighting for. I'm on the move, nothing to prove. No one can beat me now. I was born
It's a whole new season of short track, the second ISU Short Track World Tour. Gavin Day, Tyler Dara, excited to guide you through another season. Tyler, let's get that excitement going. I'm feeling it already.
Absolutely. There's going to be so much action, so much drama, the unpredictability of short track, the excitement that comes with that, the drama to the finish line. Can't wait to watch.
Now this season, 4 stops on the World Tour. Last season, there were 6 before the World Championships, but so many great moments last season, Tyler.
Yeah, the highlights for me were the showdown between William Danjanu and Jens van Wout, battling it out right to the very end until we saw William Danjanu claim that Crystal Globe title. And on the women's side was just battle after battle. We had the likes of Xandra Velzebor coming out early with the lead, and then Kristen Santos Griswold and Corey Stoddard battling it out for the Crystal Globe to finish. And of course, Kristen Santos Griswold claiming that Crystal Globe title.
Now with the new season, Tyler, comes some new identities and some of the smaller teams who didn't have them last year. I'm thinking along the likes of the Brazilian Bluebirds, the Indian Maharajas, and the Uzbek Cobras, just adding some more flair and personality to the sport.
Well, it's great to see these smaller country teams coming out for the Short Track World Tour. Obviously, this is the Olympic season. They're looking to qualify, so we get even more skaters and more teams making a presence here on the Short Track World Tour.
And of course, also some of the established teams that may not have had their new looks last year. I'm thinking of the Canadian Ice Maples, the USA Eagles, and the Korean White Tigers. They also have some new kits this year.
Well, I've seen all 3 of those teams out on the ice this weekend, Gavin. The suits look absolutely beautiful. Can't wait for them to be showcased this weekend on the World Tour.
Lots to keep an eye out for over the course of the coming weeks.
Take 1, 2, 3.
It's really exciting to be back. Every year, the tension like before the first race, it's a nice feeling. Everyone is excited to race.
I've been looking forward to this. It's such like a great show.
It's so good to be back on the Short Track World Tour. I think everyone's really excited to kind of show what they have this year.
I'm looking forward to race all the best girls. Yeah, after a whole summer of training to race against everyone. Hopefully some fast times, yes.
Amazing. This is the part we're training for our years. It's always exciting to come back and to race and meet old friends here.
I've been waiting so long for the new season of Short Track 2.
The summer always takes long, but then suddenly the World Tour is there and it's fun.
First day of school, fresh day. It's gonna be great, man. It's just, yeah, super excited.
每一天的训练，然后期待着这个比赛的到来。然后现在已经来到了加拿大，然后让我们在这周开始这场比赛。
I'm happy that I'm here and I'm trying to give my best and show the people what I can do.
이제 새로운 올림픽 시즌인 만큼 너무 설레고 기대됩니다.
새로운 느낌이고 또 좀 더 재밌을 것 같은 느낌인 것 같아요.
It's great to be able to finally represent my country at such a big stage. So this is a great stepping stone for me.
My first World Tour, so yeah, I know it's going to be hard, have high expectations, and we're gonna see what we are going to do.
We have to prove every competition what we got inside us. So yeah, I'm pretty excited.
I love this rink, the vibe here in Montreal. The ice is great, the fans are great. So yeah, and I mean, I'm a racer, so to be able to race again is great.
For competition and then preparing for Olympic Games, so excited.
벌써 이렇게 또 새로운 시즌이 시작되어서 너무 기쁘고 이번 시즌은 또 올림픽 티켓을 따기 위한 월드 투어이기 때문에 더욱더 특별하고 기대가 됩니다.
I hope that we'll put a good show here in Montreal, fight for the Olympic spots.
I think everyone will be at their best level, I would say. The skaters will go 100%, you know, because it's only 4 world tours and we need to qualify for the Olympics and everyone wants to show themselves.
Yeah, I'm excited. Olympic year is always a super competitive year and extreme races, and I think it's probably going to be the most exciting year out of every 4, you know.
Short Track World Tour is back and we are ready for Olympic season.
The ice, everyone loves it. I've been speaking to a few skaters here and everyone loves to be in Montreal.
I think it's really exciting to start the year off in front of the home crowd, and I think it's going to be a really good show.
Everyone's going to bring their A game, so that's something to look forward to.
Et la réponse est Charles-André. En première position, j'aimerais... Côte d'Ivoire! Côte d'Ivoire! Question 5. Quelle est la vitesse maximale qu'un patineur peut atteindre en courte piste? 40 km, 50 km, 70 km ou 75 km de l'heure? J'ai la réponse, mais je ne peux pas vous le dire. Et la réponse est 50 km. Et en première position, on a... Côte d'Ivoire. Et la dernière question pour le quiz, présentée par Intact Assurance. En quelle année le court-piste est-il devenu un sport olympique officiel? 1984, 1988, 1992 et 1996. Et la réponse est 1992. Et le gagnant, c'est Côte d'Ivoire. On fait du bruit, s'il vous plaît.
When the lights come up, that is the sign to return to your seats, because here we go. Women's 1,000-meter semifinals, 2 heats, 5 skaters in each. First 2 from each race and up to 1 fastest third place qualify for the A final. And on any given day, Tyler, either one of these semis could be A finals.
Certainly, the depth of the field, like we talked about earlier, Gavin, on the women's side right now is so close. Any of these skaters are good candidates, great candidates for that A final. These are going to be action-packed semis here. It's anybody's race. We'll have the start list coming up here in the moment of the first 1,000-meter semifinal for the women.
Skaters just coming out onto the ice now, being led by Courtney Sereau, Cassandra Velzebor, Zheng Chutong, Kim Gi Lee, and Elisa Confortola. By this time, though, they're taken to the ice knowing, okay, in terms of Olympic qualifying, I'm getting a healthy helping of points here. Now let's go for more in the Crystal Globe.
What's kind of interesting to look at is there's different groups of skaters within the World Tour. There is that elite class skater that really knows they're strong enough. They're less focused on the qualification process to the games. They're more focused on establishing themselves as the top skater going into the game. So the skaters that we have in the semifinals here, these are the big names, right? They know that they're already expected. They have no doubt about a game's qualification, but this is an opportunity to set the standard going forward on this Olympic season. Who is the top skater out there to watch?
Never too early to start with the mind games.
Oh, 100%. That's a lot of mind games in short track.
Velzebor a year ago came into Montreal and picked up a win in the 1,000 meters in weekend number 1, and then was second in weekend number 2, just like this season. Last season, we got 2 straight weekends in Montreal.
Well, Courtney Sereau not wasting any time, getting the pace going a little bit. She didn't want this to be slow. Put some work on early to get these lap times down into the 9.8 range there from Sandra Velzebor. Courtney Sereau comfortably in second as she looks to set up to go around the outside.
There she goes by the outside.
Kim Gi Lee won the 1,500 meters here in Montreal in weekend number 1 last year. Just able to find her way through the tiniest of openings.
Well, nice little wider track pattern from Courtney Sereau. She exits the turn. She's checking over her left shoulder, looking to see if anyone's trying to come up the inside. As soon as she sees that, she checks over the outside shoulder. Is anyone trying to attack? Here comes Cassandra Velzebor. Nothing there. Response from Courtney Sereau out front. Kim Gi Lee starting to need to look for something to happen as we come up onto the bell lap.
At the bell, it's Sereau, it's Velzebor. Now here comes Kim Gi Lee trying to get around the outside. Trying again, it is Courtney Sereau. What kind of form is she? And it's a real race for second, and it's either Zheng or Kim, but Velzebor had her arms up. That is going to get a review, but Courtney Sereau, she's just winning races.
Just dominating that race, out from the front, controlling the pace. She was in full control, completely aware the whole time, looking very comfortable. It's hard to do when you're starting to fatigue, to be also on high alert, looking around to see who's attacking, but Courtney Sereau looking so relaxed through that race, so composed, completely on point, responding to every little movement that she heard behind her, and able to set a little bit of a gap apart at the very end of the race, even despite having done so much work out front.
And it is Zheng who's being looked at for a possible contact from behind heading into that final corner. Kim was trying to make the pass, and here it is.
You see that hand come up on the backside of Cassandra Velzebor, just enough to tilt her forward, lose a little bit of balance, and that impedes her finish a little bit.
It just looks so slight though, doesn't it? But the slightest of touches can throw someone off. And so she was in second. There is that possibility that she could be advanced.
Well, and Kim Gi Lee, I believe there'll be no calls against her. Moving from 4th on that last lap to shooting the line there for 2nd place.
Velsboer will wait to see what the ruling is. She was leading for a good chunk of the season last year in the Crystal Globe standings.
A look at the official video review room. The individuals in that room are also officials themselves. They're highlighting the clips for the chief referee down at the ice to investigate. As the coaches wait patiently, here's another look. Watch the right hand of Zhang Chutong right there, just on the hip of Sandra Velsboer, just setting her off balance. Right there.
So then even around the final corner, it was Kim coming. I still think Zhang got there second, but of course that is what's being looked at, and that would mean
They showed the photo finish already. It was Kim.
Oh, it was. Okay. My head was down. So if there is an advancement, that would just mean it's a straight up drag race now for the top two positions. Don't even worry about that fastest third place time, but she is waiting about as patiently as one can.
It's so hard to know when sometimes you feel like your fate is in someone else's
Final
hands.
decision, penalty, number 21, China. Advancement, final A, number 2, Netherlands.
And there you go. And so Zhang Chutong penalized. Sandra Velsboer will be advanced to the A final. That means there'll be no more worry about a fastest third place time. Also, that means it could be a very scant B final with only Confortola in there right now. Results confirmed there. Heat number 2, Corin Stoddart, Nakashima Mirei, Hannah de Smet, Florence Brunel, and Michelle Velsboer. Another one of those skaters who's just looked undaunted in every single race she's in, and this has been the game plan: get to the front and stay there.
Well, it shows the confidence that Cory Stoddart has in herself right now, wanting to get to the front, wanting to control these races.
She picked up her first ever senior international gold medal last season in Beijing, winning the 1500 meters. But she was so often on the podium. There's a reason why she was third in the standings. And it went, in the end, it went down between her and her teammate for that Crystal Globe, is that she's so consistent in every distance as she battles for the lead with Hannah de Smet.
Well, Hannah de Smet takes the lead from Cory Stoddart. Cory Stoddart responds immediately, not wanting to relinquish control here.
Next time around, always watch out for Michelle Velsboer if she decides to turn on the jets. Florence Brunel winding it up.
Yeah, you can see Florence Brunel in the back here, starting to drive that arm, build some speed, looking to go around the outside. Cory Stoddart's going to hear that, try to respond by increasing her speed at the front.
Stoddart sensing the danger. She will get the bell now. It is still Corin Stoddart, the native of the Pacific Northwest of the United States. And she is another one who is looking very good going into an A final.
Well, what another strong performance from Cory Stoddart. Again, rinse and repeating what she did in the quarterfinals, in the semifinal, to get to that A final later this afternoon. And what's kind of changed too is when you know there's an advancement in the previous semifinal, that time is gone. It's a 2+ only at that point. So that changes some of the strategy. But again, just pure effort and strength from the front of Cory Stoddart. This is another look at her quick response, just immediately getting back to the front.
Clean race. Stoddart and de Smet going through. And now we head into our first finals of the afternoon. We will go with the B final first, the small final, if you will. Stoddart, de Smet to the A final, the rest to the B final. So even this A final, or B final rather, that will be the start list for the A final. Stoddart, Desmet, Sarot, Kim, and Velzeboer, comma, Sandra, and that's the B final. So this B final for the men's 500 meters, they will be called to the line one at a time. Won't quite have the same pomp and circumstance at the A final, as they get whistled over. Sun Long, Yoshinaga Kazuki, Stan Desmet, Lu Xiaowang, and Mela Venetvout. We will throw it down to the ice for the introduction for the B final.
Starting in lane number 1, representing the Chinese Longs, it's Sun Long. Delaling Miholter, starting in lane number 2, representing the Japanese Ninjas, number 60, Yoshinaga Kazuki. Delaling Miholter, starting in lane number 3, representing the Belgian Ice Bears, Stein Desmet. Delaling Miholter, starting in lane number 4, representing the Chinese Longs, Liu Shaoan. Delaling Miholsheim, starting in lane number 5, representing the Dutch Lions, Mette van 't Veld.
So this is for 6th through 10th place.
Go to the start. Ready.
There it is. Sun Long getting away, winner of the 500 meters in Beijing on World Tour last season. His teammate there, Lu Xiaowang, won bronze in that race. Sun also won bronze in the 1500. So the all-rounded skater at the front. But it's Yoshinaga Kazuki now.
What a beautiful inside pass from Yoshinaga. Control this race, heading into that bell lap. Stan Desmet looking at the inside.
And he makes that stick on Lu Venetvout. Now trying to get around, but it is Yoshinaga. Nice tidy win for him in the B final.
Well, fantastic skate from Yoshinaga. Last year in this event, he was ranked 34th. That's a 6th place finish for him. Looks like he's really elevated his skating this offseason.
And so often we talk about Miyata Shogo or Hayashi Kosei, a third skater on that Ninja side.
Well, it's great to see
waves. Pardon me.
Yoshinaga skating so well, adding to the depth of that Ninja's team, making him even more of a threat in the relay as well.
So we will get set up for the A final. They bring out the backdrop. They bring out the trophy. The Crystal Globe trophy. It's quite heavy, I'm told. Not that I've ever held it, but anytime someone has picked it up, they go, oh, it's heavy.
I always get a little bit nervous when I see it just sitting there perched out on the ice.
Yeah, well, exactly. We were always wondering who's going to be the first person to knock it off its perch, shatter it into 1,000 pieces, and would probably delay the racing as they'd have to scrape up everything there.
Need a sticker on that says handle with care.
I think it's just assumed. I don't think you need a sticker. But they'll all get introduced one by one. When the lights go down, it'll be showtime here in Montreal. And then after this, immediately will be the medal presentation for the men's 500 meters. We're trying something new this season. My friend beside me here is going to dash down to the ice, put on some skates, and get a quick interview.
As long as I don't fall running down those stairs, you should be all right.
Or fall on your skates with a microphone in your hand. Best of luck to you.
I'd rather fall down the stairs when no one's watching.
I assure you, I will be up here suffering in my own way. Lights are down. Showtime.
Mesdames et messieurs, la présentation des athlètes pour la finale A du 500 mètres. Ladies and gentlemen, the presentation for the men's 500 meter A final. Starting in lane number 1, de la ligne numéro 1, il a gagné le Globe du Cristal l'année passée, le Canadien volant William Danjou. De la ligne numéro 2, starting in lane number 2, representing the Italian Gladiators, Pietro Sigel. De la ligne numéro 3, starting in lane number 3, representing the Italian Gladiators, Thomas Nadalini. Starting in lane number 4, de la ligne numéro 4, des érables de glace canadien, Maxime Lahoun. And starting in lane number 5, de la ligne numéro 5, il est champion du monde aux 500 mètres du Canada, Steven Dubois.
Three Canadians, 2 Italians,
this will be
5
an
skaters,
exciting race.
3
Canadians
medals.
Versus 2
So
Italian
much
skaters,
attention,
4.5
rightfully
laps,
so,
3
paid
medals up
to
for
Dubois
grabs.
and Danjou. But Maxime Lahoun looking for a first individual gold medal since 2022, November. The Italian Gladiators, of course, dreaming of playing spoiler.
Go to the start. Ready.
Danjou through the corner, everybody through cleanly. See the importance of that start, but it's already Dubois to third.
Well, what a quick strike from Steven Dubois there to get into third place, but William Danjou in control out front. Pietro Sigel keeping close in touch with William Danjou. Looks like a little bit of a stumble as he was maybe trying to set up a pass. He lost some speed. Can Steven Dubois make something happen?
He's still very close, but he now has Steven Dubois breathing down his neck. It is Danjou, the Crystal Globe winner, and he is going to pick up where he left off in Montreal.
He is back. He hasn't lost form at all. The question for William Danjou is he a 500-meter skater? He shows again that he can be whatever skater he wants to be in any distance.
That was always the concern. He always knew 1,000, 1,500, but he started showing it last year that he can also succeed in the 500. New season, same result.
Well, there's just always tremendous pressure on you when you're the reigning Crystal Globe champion. Can you come back? Can you defend? William Danjou picks up exactly where he ended off last season.
And it's Danjou, Sigel, and Dubois. Gold, silver, and bronze. And then Lahoun getting up for 4th. Nadalini in 5th. Marc Gagnon there, the Canadian head coach. Just see the perks of racing at home. Home crowd delivered as well. Sigel just always hanging around. Even when he stumbled, he did not stop battling. But Dubois, the trademark, taking off. Results official. Not as quick as the semi. You're not racing for time here. You are going for the medals. It's a gold and a bronze for the Canadian Ice Maples. The Team Crystal Globe winners from last season also picking up where they left off. pair of medals in the first race. First, third, and fourth in the Gladiators will get a nice shot in the arm in the team Crystal Globe standings with a silver medal and a 5th place finish. He's gotten used to that, William Dongenou. Times a winner on World Tour last season, and essentially defending his 500 meters from Montreal week 1 a year ago. He won 500 and 1,000, or 500 and 1,500, pardon me. These guys know each other so well. Alongside the names they'll be seeing in an Olympic Games in just a few short months' time. Cool moment for them. The lights are down. I'll throw it down to the medal presentation.
Mesdames et messieurs, ladies and gentlemen, la cérémonie de remise des médailles pour l'épreuve masculine du 500 mètres du circuit mondial ISU courte piste Montréal 2025. The medal ceremony for the men's 500 meters at the Montreal 2025 ISU Short Track World Tour. Les médailles seront présentées par. The medals will be presented by the chief referee, Mr. Balash Gobert. En troisième position et gagnant la médaille de bronze. In third place and winner of the bronze medal from Canada, Steven Dubois. In second place and winner of the silver medal representing the Italian Gladiators, Pietro Sigel. Pietro Sigel. En première position et gagnant de la médaille d'or. In first place and winner of the gold medal from Canada, William Dongenou. Mesdames et messieurs les médaillés, ladies and gentlemen, the medalists.
Is any indication, first race is any indication, it's purely reminiscent of last season when we saw plenty of those three guys atop the podium. Do a second picture with the backdrop back there. Keep an eye out for one Tyler Dara. Going to be on the ice to speak with William Donjanu. I see him down there. He's ready to go. Coming out, he is going to grab a quick word with William Donjanu.
William, congratulations, a fantastic race. How hard is it to stay calm as you led that race start to finish under pressure?
First of all, ça va bien Montréal? So to answer your question, I think it's a lot of preparation on my part during the summer with my teammates. It's situations that we also face in Canadian trials, so yeah, I have the chance to train with the great guys that push me every day and help me win races like these ones.
Well, that's fantastic. Congratulations, William. Terrific race. Good luck the rest of the weekend.
Thank you so much.
Tyler, don't relinquish that microphone. It's yours. Nicely done, my friend. So Donjanu, he's gotten to the top. Staying there is the next big thing, but he has shown he may do just that. And so as we see the celebrations continuing in Montreal, we head into the next ice resurfacer. Actually, no, we're not. We're heading right back into racing. Pardon me. And those are the World Tour standings. 100 points right in the bank for Donjanu, Siegel, Dubois, Laoun, Madlini. So we are not taking a pause. Deep breath, let's get back into it. Women's 1,000 meter B final and A final. No slowing down now. Skaters are out onto the ice. Just 4 in this one, of course, because there was the one penalty in the semifinals. Michelle Velzeboer, Nakashima Mirei, Florence Brunel, and Elisa Confortola. Just looking ahead to the A final. All 3 people who were on the podium at the World Championships in March in Beijing will be in that A final.
Back on the ice for the B final, and we will start with the B final athletes presentation in just a few moments here.
They have been whistled to the line. Just throw it down for the introductions.
Présentation des athlètes pour la finale 20 sur 1000 mètres. The athletes presentation for the 1,000 meter B final. De la ligne numéro 1, starting in lane number 1, representing the Dutch Lions, Michelle Velzeboer. De la ligne numéro 2, starting in lane number 2, representing the Japanese Ninjas, Nakashima Mirei. Starting in lane number 3, de la ligne numéro 3, du Canada, Florence Brunel. Et de la ligne numéro 4, starting in lane number 4, representing the Italian Gladiators, Elisa Confortola.
Skates are off. My friend Tyler Dara's back up beside me, ready to go for the women's 1,000 meter B final.
Ready.
So it's Velzeboer, Michelle, Nakashima Mirei, Florence Brunel, and Elisa Confortola.
Well, points and pride at stake here in this 1,000 meter B final.
From the Netherlands, and
of course, if you're Florence Brunel,
making her way into second
would always want to win any race you're doing at home.
Well, I thought Florence Brunel looked very strong in her semi-final, but up against a tough group of skaters there. Couldn't complete that outside pass. Let's see if she can make amends for it here in this B final. Here comes Florence Brunel. Double inside pass up to second position. Lisa Confortola now picking up the pace. Michelle Velzeboer responds with an attack from the outside.
The Dutch Lion hitting the front. When the pace is high, it just makes it that much more difficult to close the gap to make the pass. Brunel up the back of Confortola.
Brunel looking around the outside again as she did in the semi-final. This time she makes it stick for second. Can she carry through up the inside?
Yes, she can. Florence Brunel bringing this one around. It's not done just yet, but it does now look like Florence Brunel will take the B final.
Well, it may be the B final, but it's still worth big points and also confidence. Always special to do it in front of the home crowds as well.
Another clean race. Velzeboer led, Confortola led. Brunel timed it right. Velzeboer, Nakashima, and Confortola taking it. Now well drilled and setting up the pageantry for the A final. The background is up. The big trophy is out on its pedestal. The confirmed results. Quick patching on the ice. This is the last one before we head to a break. And on the other side, men's 1500 semifinals and finals. Women's 3,000 meter relay semis as well. So we start up, we stay up all day long. What's really cool about the sport is that the fans are around here, but there's a track, or it's just the walkway, and athletes are running around on their own warm-ups in amidst the fans.
Warm-ups, warm-downs, getting the legs moving, and here we go.
Pour la finale du 1000 mètres, the ladies A-final athletes presentation. De la ligne numéro 1, starting in lane number 1, second overall in the World Tour last year, representing the USA Eagles, Corinne Stoddard. De la ligne numéro 2, starting in lane number 2, representing the Belgian Ice Bear, she's the reigning 1,000 meter world champion, Hannah Desmet. De la ligne numéro 3, starting in lane number 3, the 1,000 meter vice world champion from Canada, Courtney Savo. de la ligne numéro 4, starting in lane number 4, the 2023-2024 Crystal Globe winner, representing the Korean White Tigers, Kim Gi-lee. De la ligne numéro 5, starting in lane number 5, first overall in this distance in the World Tour last year, representing the Dutch Lions, Sandra Vilseboer. Ladies and gentlemen, we have number 1 and 2 from the World Championships in this distance, and number 1 and 2 overall last year.
So we also have the contrasting styles. The likes of Stoddard and Sereau will love to get to the front, going up against the likes of Gi-lee and De Smet, who have waited to time their moves. De Smet's brought the finger guns back for this season too.
Well, a ton of depth to this 1,000-meter. All of these skaters are all decorated in this event.
Go to the start. Ready.
Both Sereau and Stoddard love to be at the front, and it's Stoddard out of position 1. We'll see how that battle will unfold.
Courtney Stoddard right now tucking into second position. Sandra Velzeboer back and forth though, looking like she already wants to move up.
Here comes Sandra Velzeboer. She did win the 1,000 meters in Montreal week 1 last year. She won the overall distance title on World Tour in this event. But then did not, she did also win bronze at the World Championships.
Well, this strategy from Courtney Stoddard, leading it out start to finish, worked in all previous rounds, but now she's going up against even stronger skaters. Can she pull it off once again here in the final as Courtney Sereau moves to second?
So much attention being paid to Kristen Santos Griswold, but it's her teammate, so consistent, Corin Stoddard, coming up to seat 3 to go.
Well, Hannah De Smet still looks quite relaxed, back in position 4. There's a lot of work going on by the lead 3 skaters as Courtney Sereau sets up wide. Well, she looked to carry it around her, tuck inside. She looks inside, but a catch with Sandra.
Stoddard has been defending so well. Sereau trying everything she can, throwing everything at Stoddard. Now Sereau's up the inside. Is there a fight back from Corin Stoddard? There's nothing there. Sereau bringing it around. Stoddard's going to push, but it's Sereau.
And a late surge from Kim Gi-lee too, but what a fantastic race from Courtney Sereau.
Goodness.
I gotta catch my breath there. Courtney Stoddard was just working so hard, defending, made it so challenging for Courtney Sereau, but she did not give up on that race one bit.
There is one yellow dot on the screen, but I kind of don't think that had anything to do with Sereau.
Well, it had to do with Hannah De Smet and Kim Gi-lee further back in the pack. So much was happening at that time. Hannah De Smet did go down, so we'll be waiting to see what they're reviewing there.
Courtney Sereau. It was about 2 seasons ago. She was one of those talked about a possible Crystal Globe. Didn't have the best season last year. Not even starting the season on the ice with post-concussion symptoms. And we've been talking about how she has looked so good. And just a big exclamation mark right there. There's the bump. Shoulder to shoulder coming out of the corner. Stoddard did so well for so long. And Kim actually did get up for second. Pending.
We'll have to look back on that incident between Hannah De Smet and Kim Gi-lee to see if there's any.
As Sereau, Kim, and Stoddard. It is, of course, a possible shared responsibility as well, which just means as you were. To the ice.
Final decision, no penalty for shared responsibility between skater number 6, Korea, and skater number 4, Belgium.
So there you go. Shared responsibility means nobody penalized, nobody bumped ahead, just shoulder to shoulder coming out of the corner. This is it right here. Kim Kim leaving it very, very late. She was in front. They were side by side, shoulder to shoulder. And so now it is official. Bronze to Stoddard. Kim takes silver. And the Canadians, 2 events, 2 gold. Courtney Sarow is looking like she is on form. Tyler hustles down once again. Just getting their podium jackets on right now. And this time we will actually head into a break a little bit. That, of course, after the ceremony. Yeah, lights are down.
Cérémonie de remise des médailles pour l'épreuve féminine du 1000 mètres. The medal ceremony for the women's 1,000 meter distance at the ISU Short Track World Tour here in Montreal. Les médailles seront présentées par. The medals will be presented by the assistant referee, Mr. Danny Lemay. En troisième position et gagnante de la médaille de bronze. In third place and winner of the bronze medal representing USA, Corinne Stoddard. Stoddard. En deuxième position et gagnante de la médaille d'argent. In second place and winner of the silver medal representing the Korean White Tigers, Kim Gilly. Kim Gilly. En première position et gagnante de la médaille d'or. In first place and winner of the gold medal from Canada, Courtney Sarow. Ladies and gentlemen, the medalists.
Courtney Sarow really capping off her return from injury last season in Tilburg when she returned to the top of the international podium, winning the 1,500 meters in Tilburg. But now she looks fully fit. We talked about it a few times, winning all 9 individual races at the Canadian trials. I think she's won just about every race, heats, quarterfinals, semifinals, everything. Corinne Stoddard went away with 2 bronze medals in the 1,000 meters from Montreal a year ago. That's a 3rd in a row for her. But down to the ice, Tyler Dara, Courtney Sarow.
Courtney, congratulations. What a fantastic race. Beautiful pass on that last lap to take the victory. Was this the start to the season that you were expecting?
Not what I was expecting, but what I was going for. So yeah, I'm really, really happy, and it's in front of a home crowd, so couldn't be better.
Well, congratulations. Will you please throw this hat out to the crowd for us?
Of course.
Now we head into our next break. On the other side, men's 1500 meter semifinals, women's 3000 meter relay semifinals as well. So a couple more medals to come this afternoon. We'll be back in about 13 minutes. See you on the other side.
chez les messieurs et les demi-finales du relais 3000 mètres chez les femmes.
Bonjour, on vous présente le quiz présenté par État Assurance. En fait, du bruit, s'il vous plaît. On va débuter dans quelques instants.
벌써 이렇게 또 올림픽 시즌이 시작된 게 믿기지가 않고 올림픽 시즌인 만큼 열심히 준비했으니까 멋진 경기 보여드리고 싶습니다.
It's really excited to be in the Olympic season. It's like a 4-year build. The 4 years is kind of really set up to this moment, to this year. So yeah, it's a special feeling.
We all want to compete, to win, to give our best and just qualify for Olympics. And so yeah, it's a very special season.
It's the big stage and it's the time that everyone wants to shine, so it's super exciting.
It's really exciting to be in the Olympic season. I think, yeah, we've worked up to this for 4 years, and yeah, it's finally there.
선수로서 최선의 퍼포먼스를 낼 수 있도록 많은 노력이 필요한 시즌인 것 같습니다.
When you're finally here and you've got this anticipation about what's coming, it's really exciting to be a part of.
It's a dream season, right? That's why I started short track. That's why we go to training every day. That's what we dream about.
Competition will be tough, but yeah, it makes it exciting to start.
People race like they have nothing to lose. You go for gold.
I'm super stoked to be skating in Milan. I love it at Italy, so I think it'll be a great experience.
Always excited to start racing, to test myself, to test my competitor and see where I am, where they are, to be ready for the games.
I'm right where I wanted to be going into the Olympic year, looking back 4 years ago. So I'm really excited for this Olympic year.
Yeah, I mean, it's the best season there is. You look forward to it, and you have 3.5, 4 years to train for it, and then it's go time. And if you screw up now, you have to wait another 4 years. So yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Summer training is always really hard. It's been a lot of pushing through pain and doing all the things to be the best for this year.
It's been a pretty hard summer, but that's the summer that you want to have before the Olympic season.
这个夏天我们备赛的过程就是在 陆地训练和冰上训练的这个转换过程，然后也期待在这个比赛里面去验证我们的成果。
我们夏天备战的时间都是在北京，然后也是很长的一个时间在北京，所以希望对我们来说是会很好的一个赛季。
Yeah, so this summer's been really good, like on the ice. We've been training with the Dutch national team a fair bit, so we've been going over there quite a lot. But then like personally, it's been a pretty nice off season. Got engaged, so we need to get married after the Olympics. So looking forward to that. Not a big year, but pretty insignificant. she finds out about that. She's not really happy.
체력 훈련이나 이제 스피드 훈련 그리고 또 개주에 있어서 조금 집중적으로 많이 훈련했던 것 같습니다.
Grinding all summer. It was the first summer without an injury for me, so it was fun to be able to train the whole summer.
In Bormio there is only ice rink and hotel, so this is for me the perfect conditions, and we made the 2 camps in Bormio, so in total 7 weeks.
Training really hard all summer, putting down fastest lap times I ever had, putting down some pretty good times like 1,000 meter, 1,500 meter times. So yeah, I'm excited for that.
C'est bien, Flo.
C'est un genre de, tu sais, des tapis roulants que... Pas des tapis roulants, mais des affaires de glace qui tournent puis que le monde patine là-dessus. OK, let's do 2 groups. Séparez-vous puis arrangez-vous avec qui tire. Yeah! Je me dédouane. Ça? Okay. Try to go slightly deeper and get lower. In that one. Yeah. You know I'll always tell you that. I don't think there will be one day I won't tell you that.
Juste comme photographie profond puis
Non, mais c'était très beau. Tu t'es bien maintenu, puis même en tournant serré pour aller chercher le. Tu étais bien positionné. C'était vraiment un beau tour. Ouais, ça faisait quand même un petit bout que tu n'avais pas autant ligné et que tu t'étais pas laissé autant aller à cette vitesse-là. Ah ouais, franchement, très beau. Veux-tu rester juste sur les bons feelings ou tu veux aller chercher un peu plus? Juste les bons feelings? OK, parfait. Better? No, it's not you. It came after
My
you.
right is not like turning. I didn't feel stable. I couldn't skate with my right. Couldn't do anything.
The worst of it is that it looks all right.
Yeah, but I still can't turn on my...
Okay, we'll just put the bend back. Don't worry about it. Hey, look at me. Leave the stress out.
Yeah, it's just annoying because my right doesn't...
Okay, but we'll do something. Don't stress about it. Did you see how you're skating even with those bad?
Bad.
Hey, you need to be 100% feeling good on Sunday for the 5. So let's just adjust what we need to adjust, okay? All right, good job.
次的答案，是因为自认风向问题，天性自然，自然而然。与博结合，一起奔赴自然。
Chinese National Sport Group, Patinage de vitesse Canada, Patinage de vitesse Québec, le gouvernement du Canada, le gouvernement du Québec, Tourisme Montréal, la Ville de Montréal, le Comité olympique canadien, BEL, Intact Assurance, IGA Plaza Montréal, Universel Montréal, Parc olympique Aéroport de Montréal, Nagano Skate, Café William, Association régionale de patinage de vitesse, ATREC, Subway, Das Food Truck et Moosehead.
So in a few moments, we will have the 1500 meter men's semi-final races. And then after that, we will have the relay, women's 3000 meter relay semi-finals, the demi-finale pour les 3000 mètres des femmes en vitesse extra. We will be starting racing in 2 minutes, 2 minutes avant le début des courses.
Less than a minute from the return to action, this block of races has the men's 1500 meter semis and then finals, and then the filling in between, filling in that sandwich. I'm trying to say something creative. It's a 1500 meter bread, the filling in the middle, women's 3000 meter relay semis.
Well, Gavin, usually when you start talking like that, it means you're hungry.
You're right. No, I'm actually pretty good. Had my banana. Good for a bit. Either way, 3 heats. The men's 1500. All of them have 7 skaters, top 2 from each race, and a maximum of 1 third-place skater qualify for the A final. So we'll always state the obvious. All it takes is for 1 advancement of someone outside the top 2, and that third place time becomes irrelevant. And in heat number 1, you'll see it when the graphic comes up, but interesting dynamics. We're going to introduce you to it, the next Korean hotshot. If you haven't been seeing the qualifying, Rim Jong-un, 17 years old.
These races, Gavin, are a huge opportunity for some of these skaters to get a big result. We talked about that, trying to secure those as many points as possible to raise their ranking towards that Olympic qualification. And then, of course, we got those other group of skaters that are less concerned about that, are really more concerned about establishing themselves as the top skater on the circuit. And again, they're starting to figure out, where is everybody? Everybody left from the World Championships, went back home, took some rest, went to their summer training, and that summer training makes a huge difference for the following season. Are some skaters managing that workload from the summer timing it just right. Do some skaters push too far or not push hard enough? And generally, on an Olympic year, it's probably pushing too far and risking injury or something else of that nature. But today, we start to really see where does everybody stand.
Here's a look at the start list. Moon Won-jun, who's been coming in on great form. One of the guys who really impressed us in the 1500-meter first rounds earlier. Roberts Krusbergs. Then the three Korean skaters, Hwang Dae-han, Rim Jong-un, Lee Jung-min. None of them have world rankings. A skater like Hwang Dae-han coming back, Rim Jong-un coming up, and then that man looking to get his second medal of the day, and we would never, ever put it past him. But that is the young man to watch. He has been fearless, passing much more experienced racers. Hwang Dae-han.
Well, Rim Jong-un's really showed his proficiency at passing on the outside. However, this is a much deeper field now. The ability to go much faster, making it that much more difficult. So we'll see kind of how his race strategy changes as the field gets deeper.
Krusbergs made his return to the international podium last year in Montreal. First weekend in the 1,000, second weekend in 1,500. The guy loves to be at the front. It is Krusbergs.
This is the first of
Hwang
three
Dae-han.
semifinal races in the
We did
men's
not see him last year.
We have a 2+1.
The last time we did see him, we'll promise we'll stop mentioning it because the results are now coming in for him, but it was the World Championships to forget. 2 collisions with his teammate Park Ji-won in an A final.
Well, Rim Jong-un up to the front much earlier in this race than we've seen him do in the qualifying rounds. Get to the front. Pietro Segal responding.
Representing the Korean White Tigers, Rim Jong-un.
Segal.
Number 3 representing the Italian
Whether it's at the front or
Flyers,
chasing
Pietro Segal.
down an opponent,
And wearing number 111,
Segal is
representing the
comfortable
Korean
in
White
any
Tigers,
situation.
Jong-un.
Such a fun skater to watch.
3 Korean White
The
Tigers
races he's
this
in
race.
are never over, even if it looks like they are. And he's behind. He will always fight to the end.
Well, Robert Krusbergs is so strong from the front of the race. He's making his way there now. Let's see if he tries to pick up the pace a little bit. Lin Xiaojun jumping up the inside.
Things picking up just a little bit. The 3 Korean White Tigers on the back. When will they pounce? Moon Won-jun coming in great form. The Korean-born Hungarian Falcon.
Roberts Krusbergs now our leader.
We often like to refer to Roberts Krusbergs as the immovable object, so challenging to pass. If you aren't clearly by him, he does not get past easily. Rim Jong-un now working away around the outside, effortlessly doing so.
But he's got now to pass Krusbergs. Easier said than done, but he does it with aplomb and is followed by his teammate Hwang Dae-han.
2 laps to go here. Pietro Segal with work to do from 5th, moves into 4th.
Already we are at the bell. Hwang, Rim, 1 and 2, and looking like that's how it might go. Krusberg's gonna push for 3rd, and Segal, I'm not sure if he was just nipped, but Rim Jong-un just keeps putting up the results.
Hwang Dae-han, 1500-meter Olympic champion. Can't not talk about that skater winning that semifinal, punching his ticket to the 1500-meter A final.
Rim Jong-un isn't even 18 until October the 30th, but World Junior champion in back-to-back years in the 1500. And I'll underline, highlight, emphasize, 17.
Well, just tremendous potential for that young skater. There's a lot of always of youth talent that comes out of Korea. They have such depth.
It's almost just been a complete overhaul we've been talking about of that men's side on the Korean team.
Well, it's really interesting to see the complete turnover in that team. They have their selection trials about 2 weeks after the World Championships. So what happens is a lot of the existing World Cup team comes off the World Championships, traveling a lot, a little bit fatigued, and then they have to go up against another strong field of skaters. And as you said, Gavin, complete turnover of that men's team. Now, not all brand new skaters to the World Tour, however, a different set of skaters.
Semi-final. Number 1, there are the results. Number 2 out on the ice. 2 Dutch Lions, Itzhak Dalat, Dan Kos. 2 Japanese ninjas, the guys we talk about a lot, Hayashi Kosei, Miyata Shogo. Sun Long back again, Lucas Speckenhauser. Italian gladiator, there he is. Always one of those guys. We talk about Seagull so much, but Speckenhauser is a regular in semis and finals. Brandon Kim of the USA Eagles. Bit of a breakthrough weekend for him. Itzhak Dalat. And, pardon me, Dan Kos for the Lions.
Go to the start. Ready.
Itzhak Dalat, the almost day-glow orange helmet. Of course, his side hustle these days is really cool helmet designs, but this is still the day job. He's out to get to an A final.
24 representing the Japanese ninjas, Hayashi Kosei. Also representing the ninjas, number 5.
So the current third place time to watch 2:16 and 2:02, and it doesn't look like.
Well, it's a strategical start to this race. You don't want to get out, do too much work too early, and then have nothing left in the tank at the finish. Dan Kos, as we saw earlier today, he had to qualify through the repechage, opting to lead pretty well every one of those races this morning. So he's got some work in his legs already, but at the same time, his body's awake. It's already been through this. Some of these skaters may not have raced just yet.
The repechage races, it's 2. Kos, we'll see what kind of fatigue sets in, but Miyata on the front, Shogo, his teammate, riding tailgun.
Hashikose riding tailgun there.
Pardon me. Right.
And Speckenhauser, now I'm fumbling on names here, working his way around the outside. Nice, I like the timing of this move with 7 laps to go. You can't be that far back. This is a big, deep field of skaters here.
6 laps
Miyata already has a couple of races in the legs. He was going through the repechage of the 500 meters, did not make it to the World Tour program, but so consistent last year. He has number 5 on his helmet, 5th in the World Tour standings, despite never getting on an individual podium. He's always one of those guys who was there.
Itzhak Dalat, a veteran of the World Tour, World Cup circuit formerly. Speckenhauser, oh, as he's trying to accelerate, loses his footing there, comes back on his heels, and he's down with 3 laps to go.
That was on his own. They are putting up a review just in case, but I did not see any contact. It is, of course, possible there was, but it is Miyata trying to hang on. Here comes Kos,
well,
past his teammate.
Carrying a lot of speed, a little bit of a slip there, but he continues that speed around the outside.
And Hayashi goes down. He was building up a head of steam, but it is Miyata Shogo taking the second semifinal. Sun Long gets up there. I think he was beaten for second.
Well, very tight photo finish. I think Shogo may have just stolen that. Sun Long gave him a challenge, but Sun Long that race deep, very relaxed within the back, waiting for the very last moment to strike. Huge outside move from Sun Long. Now we'll have to go to the review.
Unfortunate for Hayashi, he was really building up pace right behind Sun Long. So we'll wait for the results to be finalized, and there is possible contact from behind is what they're looking at, and the only one who was there was Miyata on Speckenhauser. So,
well, here's that earlier pass from Speckenhauser out to the front of the race. Nice quick move to get to the lead. This is where we're going to look to see. There's just the slightest touch, I think, the toe of the blade of Shogo on the heel of Speckenhauser's blade. There was no attack or pass attempt there. Nothing looked intentional, but the officials are going to go look at this.
We have been spending so much time wondering when will be the time for Miyata to get on the podium. And it wasn't like it was a reckless pass or anything, so if there is a penalty, it would be very unfortunate for him. He did not, of course, mean to do anything. Nope, they are making the result final. However, there is an advancement. Oh, sorry, down to the S. I've ruined it. I've ruined it.
We'll work on your timing, don't you worry, Gavin.
Thought I had it down. Well, they're coming back anyway.
Well, what we might look for in a race, right, as we saw that contact, that click of the blades, was there anything intentional there or nothing malicious, right? Sometimes there's just racing incidents.
There, they didn't even do the announcement, so I did not ruin anything. Miata does go to the A final, as does Sun Long. Speckenhauser is advanced, as he was an unfortunate victim, but the perks of being at the front of the race, you are in an advanced position.
Absolutely.
So maybe this is the time for Miata. Maybe today is the day.
Either way, Miata Shogo showing that he's still in that top form that he was all season long last year on the World Tour.
Heat number 3 has that man coming back out. He's joined by his teammate Felix Roussel. Brendan Corey, the Canadian-born Australian racing roux, out on the ice, as is Lu Xiaowang, Jens van het Vout, Andrew Hio right there. So it is I don't actually see Jens van het Vout. The plot thickens. It would have been the first head-to-head meeting between him and Donjanu, but 6 on the start line.
Well, we'll dig into that in just a moment.
Going to the start.
We had noticed that one of the 500 quarters was short a skater. I think by the process of elimination, it could be that Jens van het Vout not able to be the start line.
Well, you never,
sure why, but
you never know what might be going on. Maybe he's dealing with illness or an injury. Often teams aren't going to want to disclose what it is and the reason why he's missing, but nonetheless, no, Jens van het Vout really changed the dynamic of this semifinal.
Corey back racing. Scary scenes from the World Championships where on a fall he got a blade from a skater in front of him up a little too close to the neck. There was some lacerations. He went to hospital, but it was such a relief to see him back in the hotel that evening. I'm sure a little confused about what was going on, but it was nice to see him. We were very worried for a moment, but he's one of those gamers who you're always glad to see out racing. At the front, it's Hio.
Well, a lot of movement here within the pack. Yoshinaga, big effort around to the outside, but he's able to make it stick to the lead. William Danjou, the world champion in this distance, and he loses his footing on the down. Felix Roussel now takes advantage of the lead.
Roussel picked up a win in Beijing on World Tour last year in 1,000. That was when Donjanu and Park Ji-won went head-to-head. And both of them lost their speed, but it's Roussel now with a gap. Hio in second, Corey in third, 3 to go.
Brendan Corey, nice big deep track there, trying to hold up. Liu Xiaowang.
Roussel hanging on.
Xiaowang up the inside.
And he takes Hio for second. Corey trying to pounce for third. Not there just yet. Roussel off and away on his own. It's Liu for second. Hio's down and he takes out Corey. But it is Roussel. Drama-free for him out of Liu Xiaowang. And now William Donjanu is trying to push it. Yoshinaga Kazuki did get third, and Donjanu actually is going to jump up into fourth. Heads up for him, I believe. No, he was a lap down, if I'm not mistaken. Anyway, they're sorting that out. We lost track of that.
We'll let them figure out the map on the laps there.
Yeah, that's their jump. But I'm not sure what happened. I don't know if Corey was near Hio when the collision happened, but Hio then went into Corey. The dominoes fell.
Well, now we're going to have to be looking at the review. A couple incidents on the ice there.
They're looking possible lane change. Brendan Corey outside to in.
There's just William Danjou just losing the footing on the left skate. The block went down with him. Usually that's an indicator that his foot might have made contact with the block, just putting you off. Just lifts your edge off the ice and you just go down because you're leaning over so far. You have so much trust in that blade. Here's a look at the previous. Well, Andrew Hio just toes in there as he's trying to make that tight turn. Ice gives way underneath him. Same corner where William Danjou went down earlier.
So it is, looks like it is a possible individual fall. And so the big question is, Corey a victim of that, but he was not in a position to go to the A final. And so then that is how they try to work it out.
But there is athletes trying to make it to the B final.
As you noted, it was Hio just getting the toe of the blade in. And Corey just a passenger at that point. We'll wait official word. Roussel, though, I can say with some confidence, is going to the A final. But then, of course, watch something weird happen. Playing with fire. Fortunate for Hio. Here we go, to the ice.
Race incident, no rule violation.
There you go. No rule violation. So as Tyler noted, just watch the toe of the boot. Just the left right there.
Right blade of Andrew Hio.
Since they weren't in the top two, fortunate there. So it's Yoshinaga and Brendan Corey will go to the B final. Roussel and Luke Xiaowang going to the A final. And so Pietro Siegel will go to the B final as well. And so just looking to see who it is. Hwang Dae-han, Rim Jong-un, Miyata Shogo, Sun Long, Lu Xiaowang, and Felix Roussel. And Luca Speckenhauser as well. So just one North American, one European. What will be a largely Asian A final. Let's look at the B final as well. You catch your breath there for a little bit, just turn that down to a little simmer for now as we're going to bring the women's racing back to full boil. The women's relay 3,000 meter semifinals. 2 heats, top 2 going to the A final, 3rd and 4th to the B final. Heat 1 saw Green White Tigers, Dutch Lions, Polish Hussars, and the French Roosters.
Well, if you weren't with us during the the qualifier rounds, the quarterfinals of the relay, huge points at stake here for that qualification to the Olympic Games. Top 8 relay teams qualify to the Olympic Winter Games, noting that the Italians have an automatic entry.
So that makes it 7, essentially, if you know,
if they were to fall out of the top.
It's unlikely, but you never know.
Ready.
And off the start, it is Michelle Velzeboer. Her sister will come in next. Dita van Oerschaut also there for the Dutch Lions, and Selma Poutsma, an elite sprinter in her own right with international success. And so the Dutch Lions, who won.
Wearing number 5, Trey Minjong, number 6, Kim Healy, number 17,
Oh, the French Roosters go down on that exchange. They've tagged up quickly. Combi now.
14, Netherlands.
It is Berenice Combi, the quick reaction, but unfortunate for the French Roosters to be down so early.
I think it was Grenouille who went down on that exchange. You gotta watch your feet. There's so many skaters, so many legs and blades on this trailer to watch out for.
I was just saying the Dutch Lions won the last 2 World Tour stops of the seasons in Tilburg and Milan.
One of the other implications of qualifying a team to the Olympic Games in the relay is that you get to send a team quota of 5 skaters. So that could be an Olympic berth for a whole team, which is huge. Now, not necessarily that they all skate individually, however, they would all have the opportunity to go and attend and potentially race in that relay event.
Dita van Oerschaut, Kim Gili on the ice for the front 2, and I think that's Nicolas Mazur for the Polish Hussars.
The last Olympic Games, congratulations, the Polish team won silver at the World Championships last year.
Natalia Malashevska in third, building out wide, just looking for some openings, but still 16 laps remaining in this race. You don't need to make any desperate moves at this point.
No Do-hee on the ice for the White Tigers, and of course it's top two. The French will keep persisting. Crazier things have happened.
Absolutely, you never know what may go down. We saw that already in the quarterfinals. The relay falls with the final laps.
So when it's three teams battling for two spots, that also just raises the possibility that something we can never expect happens. Van Oorschot, Kim, and Mazur. And Kim for the lead. That's No Do-hee, Selma Poutsma, and Malashevska getting up into second. Nice move for her.
Well, great exchange there. Before that exchange, Mazur had set up that corner wide, really tried to accelerate the exit, make a strong exchange to Malashevska to take that second place position.
Now Gabriela Topolska trying to prevent the White Tigers from going off into the distance. It's closing up a little bit. She has Michelle Belzebour more than happy to let her do the share of the work to absorb the draft a little bit. And now we are back together. And it's Sandra for second.
Tiny little pass there.
Taking that second spot for the Dutch Lions.
Big task for Dina Van Oorschot to try to hang in. She lost her balance a little bit. Maybe the ice going away a tiny bit.
Well, this SR team's doing a tremendous job keeping in touch with two incredibly strong teams in the White Tigers and the Lions. That is no easy feat.
After not winning any medals in the women's relay on World Tour last year, Poland jumped up to claim bronze at the Worlds. Malashevska losing her footing a little bit before the exchange. 3 to go. One more exchange coming.
Three teams still together here.
How important might this be for the lead? No. Door's not open for Sandra Belzebour, but they've lost some speed. Cellier right up behind her. Choi Min-jong has a little bit of breathing room, but Sandra Belzebour coming up. Is she going to try to push for the line? I still think Choi got it.
I think Choi had it at the finish there. A great effort from Sandra Belzebour. She had an early look at the pass, backed off from it, went to protect her second position, and then re-accelerate to try to steal it at the line.
Unfortunate for the French to go down so early. They are just wrapping up. Eva Grenouillou finishing for them as we look back at the highlights. We'll see what might have happened here early. On the exchange, Grenouillou's foot caught Cellier, who is the skater going off. So she was pushed and her boot
just got
Cellier's.
entangled there. It's a sport of millimeters so often. It's just those little clicks of the blades that can happen. The skaters are so close together. Their blades are about 16 and a half, 17 and a half inches long. In some cases, maybe upwards of 18. And they're just so tight together. And just one little click can take you right off your edge.
I think Cellier had literally just finished the exchange, so it's not like she was lingering around in the field of play there. Fortunate for the French. A good race. The results, heat number 2 out right now. Hungarian Falcons, Italian Gladiators, Chinese Lungs, and Canadian Ice Maples. Wider adoption of the face mask. We see 2 of the Korean or Chinese skaters, pardon me, with those on. Of course, the mainstay on any Chinese relay team, it seems, whether it's women's or mixed. And Cashin is back again.
Go to the start. Ready.
Barbara Samogi for the Falcons, Chiara Betti for the Gladiators, Kim Butang for the Canadians, and Zhang Chutong for the Lungs, and Soro for the Canadians.
Well, the Ice Maples in their office here, they love leading at the front of the race in these relays. The advantage of that, as we talk about, you get more clean exchanges, you have less traffic in your way, and that just can really make a difference. You get caught up, as we saw with the Roosters in the previous relay. If you're in the back, there's just more traffic to weave through on that exchange. It becomes more difficult in position 3 or 4 than it does in position 1.
Leading the way, Ariana Siegel behind her. Now it's back to the openers. As you always do point out, the person who leads off usually skates second last.
Second last, the second skater to start is typically the finishing leg of the relay, so we'll expect these 4 skaters right here to be finishing this race.
Soro, Confortola, Maya Dora Somodi. Gloria Iorianti at the front.
If you remember last year, the Gladiators upset the Ice Maples here in Montreal.
The Canadians were first over the line in week number 1, but there was a penalty. And the Italians were able to celebrate. If I remember correctly, the Canadians returned the favor the week after. And Zhang Chutong up into 3rd. Not the best exchange by the Chinese team. They just lost some space. They didn't lose the position though. On the front.
Well, Denay increasing the speed a little bit here as she goes to exchange with France Brunel.
Canadians with 3 World Tour wins last season, and then they capped it off with a World Championship. Pretty deep side when you have Butang, Brunel, Blais, and Soro all international gold medals to their names individually, but then they also turn that into a team effort as well, as the Canadians opening it up.
Well, Kim Boutin saw 9 to go, really started putting the pedal down. 2 crossovers in, Courtney Sorrell continuing that effort, really creating some separation. They want to get out of any trouble as any teams are trying to make some late race heroics to get into that 2nd spot.
Iorianti has the daunting task of trying to chase down the Canadians while watching out for Fan Keshin behind her. And the penultimate exchange coming, Brunel to Boutin, and for the 2nd place there, it is the Chinese Lungs taking over. Chiara Betti now has to chase. It will be Soro to finish things off, and Elisa Confortola, 2 to go. Has to get up into that invaluable 2nd place just to get back to the 8th final. There's the move for 2nd.
What a pass from Elisa Confortola. Shoulder checking to see if she's under any pressure there.
About as cool as you like from the Canadians. How's that for a statement? Good final leg by Elisa Confortola to get up into 2nd, into the A final. I don't think anything is getting reviewed. Incident-free race. Everybody stayed on their feet too.
Another look at a couple of those exchanges to the race. There was a little bit of a clash there of the skates.
Betty was just beaten into second.
It was just a poor exchange by the gladiators there that opened up that door for the Chinese lungs to move into second position, but gladiators respond.
Cool head by Confortola to get back into it. Results confirmed. So that final we will see after the next break. So look at the A final coming up.
At 4:14 p.m.
We are heading into our next break, getting the track ready for the men's 1500 B and A finals coming up in, let's do the math quickly, about 16 and a half minutes. Talk to you soon.
Block of the day. In this last block, we will have the 1500-meter men's A and B finals. After that, the women's 3000-meter A and B final, and finally the 5000-meter men's semifinal in the relay. Alors, finale A et B, 1500 mètres chez les hommes, finale A et B pour les 3000 mètres chez les femmes, et demi-finale pour les relais 5000 mètres des hommes.
Choi-Min Jong taking this one. Wow. Tana Desmet now pouring away. It is Stephen Dubois who will take the victory.
Great power move up to the front by Corinne Stoddard.
Sandra Velzibor, oh my! He is just too good at the moment. Van Aert Wout.
Short track World Tour champion Kristen Santos Griswold.
William Dongenou, of course it is.
Dongenou flies once more. The Canadians win.
The Ice Maples standing tall. Now, Tyler, last year's Crystal Globe winners are back to defend their titles, but there are a lot of pretenders coming for that crown. First, let's get into the men, where William Dongenou, winner last season, but he is going to have a lot of guys coming for him.
Well, William Dongenou is, of course, the favorite coming into this year, having won the Crystal Globe last year, getting the World Championship title. But he's got the likes of Jens van Wout, who came storming through the second half of the season and made serious gains and really closed the gap, took a couple victories, really put some pressure on William Dongenou at the end of the year. So the likes of William Dongenou, Stephen Dubois, Jens van Wout, they're going to be battling out throughout these World Tour events.
Now, on the women's side, it was Kristen Santos Griswold of the USA Eagles. Some of her offseason a bit derailed by injury, but it's such a deep, deep field on that women's side. Who are we looking for?
Well, the women's field is so close, as you said, Gavin. We have the likes of Sandra Velzibor, who came out out of the gates flying last year. She got off to an early lead. She was looking like a favorite to win the Crystal Globe. Then Hannah De Smet comes along, Corey Stoddard, Kristen Santos, who pulls through in the very end. I like to see all four of those skaters, plus the likes of Choi-Min Jong, Kim Gilly, who missed a World Tour stop last year on account of the Asian Games. So they're going to be throwing their hats in the ring. It's going to be a heated battle between those skaters.
Now, in the Team Crystal Globe standings, Tyler, it was the Canadian Ice Maples showing their depth, but other sides are really bringing up the depth within their squads, and it could make for an interesting battle this year as well. What are we looking for?
Well, the Ice Maples are going to be under pressure. They're the top dog. Everybody's hunting them down. You're going to have the likes of the Chinese Lungs. You're going to have the Dutch Lions, the Italian Gladiators, all chasing them down throughout the course of the season. It's a new year. It's a fresh start. Anything can happen.
Lots to look forward to. So many storylines in individual and team disciplines as we get things going on World Tour.
I'm inside the lads, and I'll be drawing our lion. All right, let's go.
30 seconds, okay. 20 seconds left. 3, 2, 1. Stop the time.
I could have done it better. Ah, jeez. Yeah, there we go. Way better.
I'm Daniel Leibok, and this was Uzbekistan Cobra. Просто жесть какая. Okay, that's not easy for me. This looks like Cobra. Perfect.
Hello, my name is Catherine and I'm going to draw the Bulgarian king.
Някой е пропускал изобразително изкуство.
No, I'm so bad at this. What do you think, guys?
My name's Niall Tracy, and today I'm going to be drawing the British Royals.
Not bad.
Hello, my name is Tanachaya Chataisu. I'm gonna draw a tight elephant.
Iguana.
มาเร็ว
อันนี้ตา งวงหรืองาปะเอาให้แน่ งาไง
เอา
สุดยอด
I'm here at ice level with Dennis Nikisha, and we're going to have a little chat to get to know him better. So Dennis, when did you start skating?
I was 11.
11 years old?
Yeah.
That's pretty late for most skaters to start skating.
In Kazakhstan, it was like a new sport. My coaches, they came to the school and they took 200 kids.
Yep.
And from the 200 kids, only me.
Okay. At what point do you think, wow, I really love this sport, or I really want to be a short track speed skater?
I was a kid and I saw the Olympics, and Apollo, he won the Olympics. I was like, wow.
Yeah.
That's super cool.
Yeah. So that would have probably been the 2006 Olympics then, maybe? Or
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, that was going to be one of my questions, was what, did you have a hero as like a skater that you looked up to, and maybe that was Apollo?
Nah.
No?
Nah, only the mirror.
Yeah. I love it. But you're really leading the way and kind of writing the history books for short track speed skating in Kazakhstan. How does that feel?
It's amazing.
Yeah.
To be a first world championship medalist, it's like we did a big job. And I'm so proud of my country, I'm so proud of my team. So it's amazing.
You are one of the fastest starters, most powerful skaters, most explosive speed. Has it always been like that for you, or is this something that you really had to work for?
If you're a talented athlete, it's only 20%.
Yeah.
If you want to make a big improvement, you have to always work hard.
Yeah.
The talents, it's only 20%.
Yeah. So I'm sure you're inspiring more young skaters in Kazakhstan.
Yes.
What would you say to the kids today looking to come to short track?
The discipline, and you're gonna win.
Yep.
That's it.
That's beautiful. Well, this has been great, Dennis. Thank you for taking the time to come with me on the ice and talk. Great getting to know you a little bit better, and great, all the best this weekend and good luck with the season.
Thank you.
So we're looking forward to watching you race.
Thank you.
batch of finals coming up here. The men's 1500 meters, of course, beginning with the B finals. The skaters to come back onto this. There you go, the gates open. Dan Koss in the orange helmet leading them out. He is the lone Dutch Lion in this B final. The only Dutch Lion in any final in the 1500 meters. So we mentioned it briefly. With all the wins so far, the Canadians getting a good shot in the arm in the team Crystal Globe standings, but the big points come in the relays.
Absolutely. If you win an individual distance, that's 100 points. All those points get added up over the course of the season to contribute to the Team Crystal Globe Award. However, in the relays, a team that wins a relay distance can account for 300 points. They can accumulate 300 points, so that really leaps them forward in the standings for that Team Crystal Globe. And last year, the Canadian Ice Maples took home that Crystal Globe. Right now, they've already secured the first 2 victories of this World Tour, so that's putting them up in the standings.
200 points. They also got 3rd and 4th in the men's 500 meters. So I guess the perks of hosting at home, you could get that extra boost from the home fans, leading to extra points. Down to the ice for the introductions of the 7 skaters in B5.
Starting in lane number 1, representing the Japanese ninjas, Yoshinaga Kazuki. Starting in lane number 2, representing the Latvian Golden Stars of Roberts Krusbergs. De la ligne numéro 3, starting in lane number 3, representing the Korean White Tigers, Lee Jung-min. De la ligne numéro 4, starting in lane number 4, representing the Italian Gladiators, Pietro Sigel. De la ligne numéro 5, starting in lane number 5, representing the Dutch Lions, Dan Koss. De la ligne numéro 6, starting in lane number 6, representing the USA Eagles, Brandon Kim. De la ligne numéro 7, starting in lane number 7, representing the Australian Racing Roos, Brendan Corey.
Nice. The Racing Roo living up to his name. It's nice to have fun too at the same time. But now down to business.
Go to the start. Ready.
No worries about time in this one.
Nope, not at all. Nowhere else to go but here in search of a B final victory.
It's one of those rare times where I could say, you know, I think I could hold my own.
B finals, 7 skaters on track from 7 different countries.
Well, mostly standing up.
Yeah.
Not going too quick.
Well, no point in sitting really low in your skating position. That's just going to fatigue the legs, sitting in a squat for no purpose whatsoever. So you'll see them skating quite high when they go slow like this. And of course, as the pace picks up throughout this race, you'll get more and more compact, lower and lower and lower, becoming more aerodynamic and helping increase their stride length as they get that deep V-bend.
Assuming the position that he's been in just about every race here, getting to the front. Solid from him though, going through the repechage, getting to the B final here. It's Brandon Kim with the slightest injection of pace.
Laps to go.
Well,
as we've talked about for those Olympic qualifications too, they're not necessarily for the individual, they're actually a country spot, and then another member of your team could take that spot at the Olympic Games.
Sitting in 7.
Koss again on the front. It's Koss, Corey, Kim, Siegel, Yoshinaga, Lee, and Krusberg. This is Brendan Corey, medalist from the 2024 World Championships in Rotterdam, getting to the front.
Brendan Corey taking a look between his legs, seeing what the gap looks like. Dan Koss has closed that gap back up for the rest of the pack. Nice little check.
Check this time would show how close Koss is. Siegel up to third. Now everything is starting to kick off behind him. They're queuing up behind Brendan Corey. Inside 3 to go.
Lee Jungmin looking to set up on the inside.
Makes that move. 1.5 to go. Corey fending off the horde for now. But Lee Jung-min for the lead up the inside. Krusberg's on the outside for second. And now Yoshinaga getting by for third. And it's Krusberg's on course to take the B final.
Well, great finish from Robert Krusbergs there, staying patient within the pack, waiting for his moment to strike. That was a fantastic last lap. We often see Robert Krusbergs more opting to take a lead in the race and try to defend from the back, but I like the change of strategy there. It's also good to work on different approaches to a race because you may find yourself in a situation that you don't usually go to intentionally, but you may have to move if you're used to leading in a race. You get caught in the back, you may have to be able to make those last lap passes. Robert Krusberg's doing just that.
It was Yoshinaga getting up for second, Lee third, Corey fourth, Koss fifth, and Siegel and Kim. But of course, the B final leads to the A final. As we look back at Krusberg's, barely mentioned him all race except when it mattered most.
I think they're deciphering a couple photo finishes right now. Coaches cheering them on, you can see from the box. It's very different. It used to be the coaches were effectively on the mats, leaning over the mats, calling out to their skaters. And there's the results there.
Krusberg's official takes it ahead of Yoshinaga and Lee. So that is 8th on down. Great track stewards patching up the start-finish line there. Graphic is up, the skaters coming out, the lights go down. Here we go.
La présentation des athlètes pour la finale A du 1500 mètres. The athletes' presentation for the A final 1500 meters. Starting in lane number 1 de la ligne numéro 1, vice-champion canadien Félix Roussel. De la ligne numéro 2, starting in lane number 2, representing the Chinese Longs, Yu Shaoang. De la ligne numéro 3, starting in lane number 3, representing the Korean White Tigers, the reigning 1500-meter Olympic champion, Hwang Dae-hun. De la ligne numéro 4, starting in lane number 4, the reigning 1500-meter world junior champion representing the Korean White Tigers, Rim Jong-un. De la ligne numéro 5, starting in lane number 5, representing the Japanese ninjas, Miyata Shogo. De la ligne numéro 6, starting in lane number 6, representing the Chinese Longs, Sun Long. Et de la ligne numéro 7, starting in lane number 7, representing the Italian Gladiators, Luca Speckenhauser.
So many possible storylines. Liu Xiaoang did not win on World Tour last year individually. Sun Long is the 2024 world champion in this distance. We have Hwang Dae-hun, the newcomer, Rim Jong-un. And then you look at Felix Roussel, Miyata Shogo. Is this the time? Lucas Speckenhauser, 2024 world bronze medalist in the 1,000 meters. Sometimes
Go to the start. Ready.
And the preamble.
1500-meter A final is a go. Felix Roussel out in front.
Roussel's one World Tour victory last year was in the 1,000 meters in Beijing.
Champion olympique.
Lucas Speckenhauser looking to make that easy pass on the outside early while the pace is slow.
Petro Segal was the only individual Italian man to win a medal on World Tour last season. You've already seen Segal today. Of course, would love to join him.
Felix Roussel back to the front as Rim Jong-un was making his way around the outside. Miyata Shogo now taking the lead. Everyone's staying calm at this moment still, but we're inside 1,000 meters to go.
Miyata in front for now. Roussel in front inside 8.
You get the feeling this race could just explode at any moment. Still a relaxed place, just under 10 seconds on that last lap.
Who makes the first move? Who and when? Roussel and Miyata and Liu. 1 through 3 at the moment. Would expect a whole lot of changing to come. And Miyata goes to the front.
Back by the inside is Miyata Shogo.
4 laps to go here. Felix Roussel now winding up again, retaking the lead of this race. Watch on the outside comes Rim.
Here comes Rim Jong-un. Absolutely no fear from the young man, and can he go away? It is coming up to 2 to go. Rim Jong-un going away. 2-time defending world junior champion. Is this his moment? His teammate is trying to chase him down. I do not know if he's going to catch it. The name is Rim Jong-un. Remember it.
What an incredible race from that young skater. Welcome to the Short Track World Tour, Rim Jong-un. First World Tour final, first World Tour victory.
And 17 years old, just the beginning of what could be an incredible story. If they didn't know him before, they do now. and it was dominant. He just went away from them.
What's just so impressive is when he makes that outside pass, he looks so relaxed on the ice, almost effortless going around the outside, staying so calm. He's so compact in his position, but he doesn't have any signs of fatigue.
It's a Korean White Tigers 1-2. Wang tried to chase. Sun Long gets up onto the podium. Takes Roussel in fourth, and the wait will continue for Miyata Shogo. Another fifth place.
Well, Felix Roussel was doing a tremendous job in this race. We see him defending that lead position. Took a little bit of a bump there, lost some speed, fell to third, had to re-accelerate to get back into second, but the legs were heavy. Sun Long with that terrific pass on the outside late.
So it is only weekend number one, but in a 4-weekend time, when there are only 4 weekends on World Tour, 100 points. Early runner for potentially the Crystal Globe. What would that be? Rim Jong-un. Incredible. Results confirmed, gold and silver for the Korean White Tigers. Their Crystal Globe team standings will get a nice boost there with the 2 medals. Sun Long for bronze. Set up to get the medals, and the first of what could be how many. We were impressed. Now we might just be gobsmacked about the potential of this young man, Rim Jong-un.
Mesdames et messieurs, ladies and gentlemen, la cérémonie de remise de médailles pour l'épreuve masculine du 1500 mètres. The medal ceremony for the men's 1500 meter race, the ISU Short Track World Tour. Les médailles seront présentées par, the medals will be presented by Miss Yang Yang, the assistant referee. En troisième position et gagnant de la médaille de bronze, in third place and winner of the bronze medal, representing the Chinese Longs, Sun Long. Sun Long. En deuxième position et gagnant de la médaille d'argent, in second place and winner of the silver medal, representing the Korean White Tigers, Hwang Dae-hoon. Hwang Dae-hoon. En première position et gagnant de la médaille d'or, in first place and winner of the gold medal, representing the Korean White Tigers, Rim Jong-un. Rim Rim Jong-un. Mesdames et messieurs les médaillés, ladies and gentlemen, the medalists.
Big sigh of relief from Hwang Dae-hun to be back on the podium so quickly. Get down for their photos down in front of the backdrop. Jong-un, expectations, not sure what they were before. They're sky high now. Absolute dreamland for that young man. I think Tyler's going to get a word with him. Down to the ice with Tyler.
Congratulations, Rim Jong-un. This is your first short track world tour. You get the victory, the gold medal. How does it feel?
So happy.
Congratulations, amazing race. Could you throw this toque out for us to the stands?
Okay.
Congratulations.
A man of few words. Healthy contingent of Korean fans in attendance. He's won a whole slew of admirers already. You have a chance to catch your breath. Next round of skaters already on the ice. See, Rim Jong-un 100 points to the good in his own individual Crystal Globe bank account. Hwang Dae-hun gets 80. You see on down. For the women's 3,000 meter relay B final. Going for 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th. Of course, as Tyler mentioned, these relay results count triple compared to individual results as far as the Team Crystal Globe standings go. So you want to get a good block of points out of the way, so every result matters. Polish Hussars, Chinese Lungs, Hungarian Falcons, the French Roosters. Chinese Lungs, I believe it's an unchanged roster. Gung Lee, Zhang Chutong, Wan Xinran, Fan Keshin for them. Natalia Malashevska, Mila Selye, Gabriela Topolska, and Nicola Mazur. Bérénice Combi, Eva Grenouillou, Aurélie Levesque, and Chloé Olivier. Sofia Konya will start off. Hungarian Falcons also. Rebecca Silice Nemeth, Barbara Samogi, and Sarah Luka Baksky.
Go to the start. Ready.
So he's a man of few words.
He is a man of few words, but he is a man who is happy right now.
What he does on the ice speaks absolute volumes. So I went through the importance of this as far as Team Crystal Globe standings go. I think I did a pretty good job of it.
Well done there, Gavin.
Thank you. Welcome back.
And of course, as we've talked about, this is a top 8 result for any of these teams here in the relay, which is integral to their qualification to the Olympic Games. One team that did by France last year ranked 12. in the World Tour in the relay, so this is a good step forward for them to be in a top 8 position. We'll see if they can make the most of it here.
Of course, getting a 5th place in the opening one is a great start. Stake yourself out to an early advantage over some of the other teams who are not able to make it. Polska in.
You know, and what's great about that added little bit of pressure here is that these B finals really do matter. It's not like in past years where they still want to perform well, but it doesn't have the same level of intensity in a B final. However, on an Olympic season, there's a lot at stake.
I think Gung Lee, I said it was not changed, but I think Gung Lee is in. I'm not sure she was in earlier. But it's Gung Lee, Zheng Chutong, Wang Xinran, and Fan Keshin. Mazur leading the way. Rebecca Sinitsei Nemet, 3rd, and Gunuyu in 4th. Aurélie Levesque.
Tight entry there. Combi was looking for a bit of an inside pass.
Pardon me, that is Levesque. No, that's Levesque.
That's Levesque.
It was
now.
Berenice Combi in. Get my roosters mixed up. Sellier on the front still. Inside 14.
Laps to go. Still Team Poland out in the front. China.
Well, little change in terms of position so far this relay, but things are starting to amp up now. The pace is dropping down. We're getting into those low 9-second lap times.
These are
Shevska, Van Kashin.
For the World Tour. This will help
500-meter skaters over the course of their career.
What an exchange there from the Hussar. That's the advantage of getting clear out front. You can really take advantage of having no one around you and making a really powerful exchange that really blows things up here.
Big wind up for the push. The Chinese lungs closing it back up, but it's made for some separation with the other teams.
Well, you'll watch when they exchange. If there's no one behind them, they'll really use their drive out with their both feet rather than when they're tight together, they have to use one.
And it's for the lead. Oh, and the Hussars go down on her own. Mazur.
Need to get a tag up there.
She needs to tag out. Here comes Sellier. Just caught on the back seat there, it looked like, and down she went.
3 laps to go.
Here we go, one more exchange coming.
They're spread out now. The Hussar have to make sure that they go wide on the track. They can't impede the race of the skaters that are coming by them.
Samogi finish off 2nd for the Falcons at the bell. It will be the Chinese lungs going away to take the B final. And the Hungarian Falcons and the French Roosters will get up for a 3rd place here, but what would be a 7th place result for them. So Tom mentioned going in with the 12th rank, coming away with the 7th. Well, unfortunate for the Hussars.
The Roosters team will be happy with that 7th place finish. That's going to be some big points for them. Chinese lungs were 5th last year in the World Tour ring, securing 5th again today here in the B final.
Getting reviewed. Have a look and see if we get Mazur's fall. Hussars mentioned that exchange that Malashevska gave. Just so much power into it. The lungs took over, and this might be it here.
Just getting back on the heels. Once the momentum's going too far back on the heels, it's just so hard to regain your balance. The forces of the turn are pulling you outwards. You start to get that little bit of rotation of the hips, the shoulders turning in, and you're down.
Physics wins again.
Physics wins again.
Results confirmed. Just getting set up for the A final. The Ice Maples White Tigers, Lions, and the Gladiators. So yes, they will all be, teams will be introduced one by one, and this is a chance for them to have a little fun before we get serious. We'll see what kind of antics they've drawn up for the A final here.
Belgium, China, and Netherlands. Thank you.
We'll be back with you for Sunday morning repechage, 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time, 7:30 a.m. Pacific. Go through other time zones if you'd like as we just fill things up. Tomorrow's finals in the afternoon session, the mixed relay, and then just kind of flipped everything else. Women's 515, men's 1,000, and the men's relay. Note the 10:30 start for the repechage as now we get time for the introductions.
Mesdames et messieurs, la présentation des athlètes pour le relais 3000 mètres finale A. The athletes presentation for the women's 3,000 meter A final. De la ligne numéro 1, starting in lane number 1, the reigning world champions, Team Canada, the Ice Maples. Dana Eblé, Florence Brunel, Kim Boutin et Courtney Sorrow. De la ligne numéro 2, starting in lane number 2, the Republic of Korea White Tigers. Jae Min-jong, Kim Gi-lee, Shim Soo-ki, and No Do-hee. De la ligne numéro 3, starting in lane number 3, the reigning Olympic champions and world record holders in this distance, Team Netherlands, the Dutch Lions. Xandra Velzeboer, Michelle Velzeboer, Zoe Deltrap, and Selma Poutsma. Et de la ligne numéro 4, starting in lane number 4, first overall in this distance in the World Tour last year, Team Italy, the Gladiators. Elisa Confortola, Ariana Fontana, Gloria Ioriazzi, and Martina Valcepina.
I do wonder what the Canadians said. There was some sort of message, and then they looked like they just go "Hua" before going off. Go team! It wasn't 1, 2, 3, go team! Off they go. Sufficiently motivated. Ice Maples, White Tigers, Dutch Lions. A well and true A final here. It's Fontana. It's Michelle Velzeboer, Jae Min-jong, Kim Boutin to start things off.
Go to the start. Ready.
Interesting to watch the positions of the skaters. Zoe Deltrap is already up ahead. I don't know if what the tactic might be there.
Well, the tactic there is, as we've seen in some races, a skater may toe in on the start. They may fall due to no other infraction but their own themselves. At the secondary skater, Zoe Deltrap up there is looking to tag up if that fall happens to her teammate on the start so they can get back into that relay quickly. It used to be commonplace that actually the second skater would stand in the corner off the start in order to tag up if anybody on their team fell off that start.
Interesting that it's only the Dutch Lions. I guess if it succeeds for them one time, other teams may try to imitate as well. Get through first few exchanges here. Brunel, Shimsuki, Selma Poutsma, and Martina Valcipina making the return for the Italian Gladiators.
Well, and in the relay, there's really, you go through 4 phases. You're the skater on track racing. You then go to resting just off the track. You are then the skater looking to cover any fall for your team. And then finally, you're the skater looking to go out for your exchange. So you kind of go through 4 sequences throughout that relay.
Canadians, world champions in the distance. After last year, they were tied on points with the Gladiators for the overall distance discipline title, but the Italians took held the tiebreaker. Brunel, Shim, Poutsma, Valcipina again.
Well, this is the world-class 8 final here for the relay. The top 4 teams from last year's World Tour really looking like they are still the best 4 teams on the World Tour.
And it is interesting the Chinese Lungs were 5th and won the B final. Interesting symmetry now. Row and the Gladiators go down. And here comes the tag up from Fontana. Confortola went down on her own. And there were 2 skaters who were sort of further up and turned around, but Fontana was there to come back around. And Confortola grabbing her nose a little bit, seeing if there's any blood coming out. Yoriati is in, and she'll bring in Valcipina, but barring any unforeseen drama, this could be the podium, but the drama can always happen at any time.
Selma Poutsma was looking for an inside pass there on Florence Brunel, was shut down. The Gladiators still want to push, though. You never know. There could be another incident, and if they relax, they might miss out on the opportunity of getting back into a podium position.
3 teams, all elite, all world class. There's a move for second and for the lead.
What an inside move by Kim Gilly. Ice Maples back to 3rd now. Exchanging skaters got to re-jockey, re-exchange their order.
It is No Do-hee leading Selma Poutsma, leading Danae Blay. Blay getting right up into Selma Poutsma, or Deltrap, pardon me. Now it's Poutsma. Inside 5.
A little bit of separation now between the White Tigers and the Lions.
Canadians in the unfamiliar position of having to chase the race a little bit. It is Chae Min-jong on the front. She will give way to Kim Gi-lee, already on the podium once individually.
Here are your closing skaters. Final 2 laps to go.
Confortola out of the way. Kim Gi-lee breaking away. Soro making the move for second. Here comes Sandra Velzebor. It's going to tighten up at the line. Kim Gi-lee holding them off. White Tigers take gold.
Kim Gilly delivering for the White Tigers today. She made that double inside pass from 3rd to 1st. That was the difference maker that really set the White Tigers on that lead to the finish of the race. And Kim Gilly ending it off. Tremendous defense against the likes of Sandra Velzebor and Courtney Soro chasing her down.
Just picked up a couple of big points in the men's 1500. Now a relay win. The game's afoot in the Team Crystal Globe standings.
Well, you got to think the White Tigers team just saw Rim Jong-un take that gold medal. A little bit of motivation for them to go out and do the same.
It is the Dutch Lions getting silver. The Canadian Ice Maples taking bronze ahead of the Italian Gladiators.
Well, one thing it looks like, Gavin, is this relay is going to be an absolute showdown between these 3 teams. They were so tight together at the finish. Very little separating them.
3 teams on any day. They're on their skates. The Gladiators could make it 4. The Lungs could make it 5, although it's only 4 in a final, but you know what I mean. various crystal globes begin to be written. And the green and white Tigers were 4th in this discipline on World Tour last season. They were silver in Montreal in week 1, silver in Beijing in week 3, a bronze in Seoul in week 4, and then they did not medal in either of the last 2 European stops. And then they were off the podium entirely at the World Championships. But guess what? They're back. As if there was any doubt for this short track mad nation. Tyler mentioned, it is going to be an absolute incredible knockdown, drag-out battle between some of these top teams in short track in this relay as this season progresses, as we head toward the Olympic Games in Milan Cortina in February. Second medal of the weekend, and time for the presentation.
Mesdames et messieurs, ladies and gentlemen, la cérémonie de remise des médailles pour l'épreuve féminine du relais 3000 mètres du circuit mondial est sur de piste. The medal ceremony for the women's 3,000 meter relay, the ISU Short Track World Tour here in Montreal. Les médailles seront présentées par, the medals will be presented by the chief referee, Mr. Balash Colbert, accompanied by the first assistant referee, Mr. Danny Lemay. En troisième position et gagnante de la médaille de bronze, in third place and winners of the bronze medal, Team Canada, the Ice Maples. Danae Blais, Florence Brunel, Courtney Soro, Kim Boutin, and Ricky Doak. Team Canada, the Ice Maples. En deuxième position et gagnante de la médaille d'argent. In second place and winners of the silver medal, Team Netherlands, the Dutch Lions. Zoe Deltrap, Selma Poutsma, Tide van Oorschot, Michelle Velzeboer, and Xandra Velzeboer. Team Netherlands, the Dutch Dutch Lions. En première position et gagnante de la médaille d'or, in first place and winners of the gold medal, the Republic of Korea, the White Tigers. Choi Ji-hyun, Choi Min-jung, Kim Ki-lee, Lee So-yoon, No Do-hee, Shim So-ki. Republic of Korea, the White Tigers. Mesdames et messieurs les médaillés, ladies and gentlemen, the medalists.
Races still to come after this one, so don't go anywhere just yet. Men's 5,000 meter relay semifinals will determine the last two races we will see tomorrow here at the Maurice Richard Arena. Get down to the ice. I believe Tyler's going to have a word with Choi Min-jung.
I'm down here with Kim Ki-lee. Kim Ki-lee, that was an incredible double inside pass with 6 laps to go. How did that feel?
Oh, Korea is strong.
That was a great relay race from your team. What do you have to say about your team?
수고했습니다.
Thank you very much. Congratulations on the victory.
My apologies, it was Kim Ki-lee. Had the wrong look there. Song that was playing that Kim Boutin was dancing to, I'm told is I am not at all hip. I believe it was K-pop Demon Slayers, a song called Golden, apparently very appropriate for the Korean White Tigers. I believe I've just dated myself. I'm told those words make sense. K-pop demon hunters, pardon me. I never profess to know what is going on. Either way, the song is called Golden. Makes sense, considering what just happened. Either way, we're on to the men's 5,000 meter relay semifinals. Of course, as always, 2 heats, 4 teams in each. Top 2 go to the A final, rest to the B final. Ice Maples are here. Belgian Ice Bears, the Italian Gladiators. Let's look at Jordan Pierre-Gilles. Getting a look at him today. Not see much of him. Good Canadian veteran. Not a bad option off the bench. And the Japanese Ninjas. We are going with Miyata Shogo, Watanabe Keita, Yoshinaga Kazuki, and Matsuzu Shuta.
Go to the start. Ready.
Belgians, Stan de Smet, Wara Noirron, Ward Petre, and Enzo Prost. The Italians have Pietro Siegel, Thomas Natalini, Luca Speckenhauser, and Andrea Cassinelli.
Number 73, Wara Noirron. 74, Wara Petre. And number 75, Enzo Prost.
These look like the closers. The first look at them: Siegel, Dubois, de Smet, and
number 17,
Miata.
Luca Speckenhauser. And number 104, Andrea Cassinelli.
For the 5,000 meter relay, 45 laps long. It's a lot of time for things to unfold. Not too much desperation ever in the early laps of this race. A lot of the teams just working their way through the race, getting a feel.
The Ice Maples swept the 2 weekends in Montreal last year in this distance. And then, of course, part of the men's sweep of the events at the World Championships. They won the relay as well, capping off what was an absolutely spotless weekend in China at World Championships. And it always begs the question of the sport's so unpredictable. The Canadians won so many races, and then in the back of your mind, how can they continue that into the season? But they will continue to get the results now.
Yeah, it's certainly no easy feat when you have a World Championships like the Canadians did to come back and deliver again. But so far this weekend, they look like they're continuing the form that they left off on at the World Championships. But that just shows that the team is very strong together. The coaching program's working incredibly well. Great leadership at the top.
Pierre-Gilles, not sure we've seen him this weekend.
No, we haven't. Jordan Pierre-Gilles not racing individually, but he's such an integral component of this Canadian Ice Maples team. He's got a wealth of experience. Of course, part of that Olympic gold medal winning team with the relay for the Ice Maples at the 2022 Winter Olympics.
Maxime Laroux, Luca Speckenhauser, Ward Petre, and Yoshinaga Kazuki. As you always like to point out, 20 laps is
usually around that 20 lap marker, teams start getting antsy. They start want to move up the pecking order within that pack. And that's when the action starts to unfold. But as we talked about, that's when the ice conditions start to become their worst. And that's when we see mistakes happening on the ice.
At the front, the Belgian Ice Bears picked up a silver in Tilburg in the World Tour stop last season. Again, they don't have the guys who you see often in A finals. De Smet really the leader there, but they show the strength of team. This Belgian side had spent some time previously here in Montreal, but not so really this offseason. Spent some time back in Hungary.
The De Smet siblings no longer training here in Montreal as they were the year prior.
That training base in Budapest, home for other teams as well.
Well, when you come from a nation with fewer skaters, it's so helpful to have other strong skaters around you to help push you and help you train. Short track is a sport where you race against other people. You got to work on your track patterns, your passing, so you need other capable skaters around your ability level in order to help push you. And that's why we see some of those countries coming together and building some training programs around their skaters to help each other out.
Now the game is well and truly afoot inside 20. Everyone still in the same position. up the inside. Cassinelli. Gladiators into second.
Team Belgium in third and Team Japan in fourth. That's Phoenix pushing.
Lap times have worked their way into the sub-9 second region. Pace has picked up.
Italians did pick up a bronze medal in Montreal weekend number 2. And a bronze medal in Tilburg and a gold medal in the test event in Italy. They were off the podium at the Worlds, however.
3 medals up for grabs tomorrow. Important semi-final race to make sure they
amping it up all the more.
Laps to go.
Side did pick up a silver in Seoul as well. So all the teams on the podium on World Tour are supposed to show you on any given weekend. A podium may be completely different from one week to the next. 2 moves on the same straightaway. Italy for the lead, Japan into third. And a look up the inside, Laoun, and he's going to take it. And for the lead, Yoshinaga trying to take a look, not going to take it though.
The Japanese ninjas we talked about earlier, they have Miyata Shogo, Ashikose, Yoshinaga coming up together. That team looking like they're really getting stronger this year. They're putting the Ice Maples under threat here.
Matsuzu Shuta on the ice, not a skater we've seen a lot of. Doesn't look at all out of place. A missed exchange though by the Ninjas there.
Well, a huge mistake for the Ninjas. That cost them dearly. That allowed the Ice Maples to get through nice and cleanly into second position.
Almost just swung out by his arm, and what might that cost them? The Gladiators now space to go in the distance, but look at this, Bright back up again. Yoshinaga.
What a move, but the Gladiators pull away right now.
Japanese get back on exchange. 2 to go, the Gladiators, it's gonna be a real battle for second. Miyata, Dubois up the inside. Dubois takes second. Is Miyata gonna battle back? It is Pietro Siegel and the Italian Gladiators taking this one, and it is Dubois hanging on.
That was just a huge move from Stephen Dubois in the final laps of this race to get by Miyata Shogo like that, under pressure, under stress at the home crowd arena here. Incredible move, but hey, the Italian Gladiators really showing some strength there, able to break away from the pack. Never easily done.
Canadians feeding off that energy. Every time they're over the line in one of these big races, they're acknowledging the crowd. So I say again, if you're a country watching, thinking of hosting, your athletes might just get a boost.
Well, it's been really interesting to go back there because in the later stages of the race, the Ninjas were off exchange from the other teams. And I'm not sure if that was an intentional change or not. I didn't see any incident that led them to have to go to an alternative exchange strategy. Therefore, I think it was somewhat intentional, maybe to try to get the closing 4 laps to be with Miyata Shogo and Yoshinaga there.
There's the move into second. I wish you could have seen that exchange. It was just off kilter. They essentially just had to grab his arm and pull it, so he didn't get the full push. And the position they had gained was taken right back.
And when we're talking about the exchange, what has to happen is just some form of contact. It may just be the hands touching, but that is enough to sustain that qualifying as an exchange.
And of course, you want the full shove to get that energy, momentum transition. Heat number 2, here's your start list. The Chinese Lungs, Sun Long, Liu Xiaoan, Lin Xiaojun, Zhang Bohao. Kazakh Nomads will have Gleb Ivchenko, Adil Galiakhmatov, Nurtalek Kajgali, and Mercedes Zaksabayev. The White Tigers, Hong Kyun Hwan, Huang Daihon, Lee Jun-seo, and Rim Jong-un. And the Dutch Lions, Toonboer, Itzhak Dalat, Kai Hausman, and Melle van Tvout. So we last saw Jens, I believe it might have been the mixed relay yesterday.
Yeah. Interesting to see the absence of
Jens van Roek, because he's the anchor of this Dutch Lions team.
That changed the complexion of the race. Liu, Yevchenko, Lee,
Go to the start.
to start things off.
Ready.
Last race of the
See
day.
who the additions are in the rails. It's not always skaters we see. So you look at the likes of Korea, Hong Kyung-hwan.
Team China.
I think we've seen it all. Lee Jun-so, he's been around the circuit. We know who he is.
Number 30, Lin Xiaojun. And number 47, Chang Bohao. Team Kazakhstan, Nomad. We have number 43, Lev Ivchenko. Number 59, Adil Karyakhmatov. Number 107, Nurfedek Kashgali. And number 108, Mercedes Shashavayev. The Republic of Korea.
Incredible neon glow coming off it.
Number 109, Hong Jong-Kwan.
It looks like it might glow in the dark. Could test that. Of course, not right now.
And number 113, Rim Jong-un.
What a first weekend of short track we've had already. All part of the ISU Skate to Milano. Counting down in all of the sports. Their purview. Speed skating, short track, figure skating. Nothing quite like an Olympic season, is there?
You know, something that's interesting to watch, and I've talked about it a few times, is the skaters often shoulder checking. They're looking over their shoulders, left to right, inside, outside, sometimes looking down in between their legs. And it's one of those evolutions of the sport. It's something that when we were younger, the previous generation were always told by our coaches, never look behind you, never look back. And now it's the realization that, hey, you know what? It's really good to know where your opponents are around you. You see that look back right there from the White Tigers. You want to know if you
from a shoulder check in hockey is what you're saying.
That's right. Using your rear view mirrors here. Right? When you see when they're coming on the exchange or looking inside, is anyone trying to make a move on this exchange, checking over the shoulder. It's all about awareness on the ice. Where are your competitors and which competitors are behind you? Which team are you dealing with right behind you?
Is just on for the White Tigers, back on the podium. Lee Jun-so ahead of Li Xiaoan. Just yet. Still in the rise portion of this race. Nobody going really for the big muscle just yet. It's always exciting to see those passes on the exchange when someone gets shot up the inside.
And as you'll notice on the exchange, it kind of goes in sequence, or it does go in sequence rather. The lead team will always exchange a little bit wider. They do have to provide some room to the teams following behind them. They can't just exit super tight on the last block and give no room to the subsequent teams to exchange. So that means that the fourth team, though, is going to be the most tight on the corner exit. So if you're watching the teams in the back, the Lions, the Nomads right now, as they go into the exchange, they'll swing a little bit wider so that they can hook tight in order to get that tight exit exchange.
Top two here will join the Italian Gladiators and the Canadian Ice Maples in the race for the medals tomorrow. That's always the one right at the end of the day.
Second, Dutch Lions in third, and the Kazakh Nomads in fourth.
It's going to be Lee Jun-so coming in. Won Daihon is right to him.
Here's the move.
Lead. Now the moves begin. Toon Boer to the lead.
For the Dutch Lions, taking the lead for his team.
Rim Jong-un and the White Tigers responding right back.
Taking back the lead for the Korean White Tigers.
No fear in that young man. Got to save some superlatives. We feel like there's much more to come from him. Dalat second. Tyler's mentioning the check. He was looking through the legs there.
Here we go. Now the pace. You see the arm drop. When you see the arms come off the back, that's really the sign that the skaters are starting to go. Huang Daeon dropping that arm, accelerating out, dropping the pace. Went right from an 8.9 to an 8.3 there, so that is a significant change in speed.
Liu Xiaowang into second. The arm drop is short track's equivalent of the beat drop. It's here we go. And on the next exchange, that's for the lead.
Well, Lin Xiaojun there, veteran move. As he knew it was going to be tight, he had a little shift over, create some space on the entry. Clash of the skaters inside the track.
That was a Korean skater and a Dutch skater. I think teams had missed exchanges too there. Got very complicated. That will be reviewed.
Well, the skaters resting on the inside, they were so tight to the track that the other skaters looking for the exchange had nowhere to go. They were kind of pinched off between the racing skaters and the resting skaters, so there'll be a review on that.
Sun Long, one medal today. And Liu Xiaowang in now. Inside 9 to go. Nomads have fallen off the back a little bit. The Dutch Lions trying to close it back up. Cost a lot of speed when there was that clash of blades. Now they're back on terms and in second Dalat with the move. But right back come the White Tigers, and again Dalat going for it. And again the Koreans going, and they now have second. Back and forth, all the while Sun Long chance to break away.
Well, when you have those teams battling out, having to waste energy, passing each other back and forth, worrying about that second position, that lead team, the Chinese Lungs right now, able to skate away.
One more exchange with 2 to go. And
Melle Van
Xiaojun. Sorry, you were saying.
Melle Van Wout finishing it off for the Dutch Lions, but Rim Jong-un just storming away there.
Lin Xiaojun taking it for the Chinese Lungs. I think they stayed away from all that danger. But we will get a second look at that earlier incident. That is what is coming up. It is a possible blocking on the infield is what is getting looked at for the White Tigers on the Dutch Lions. So the look, I guess at where was it over the line? The lane marker essentially is the dividing line there, or would be.
Well, where I saw that incident occur was actually right around the first block of the corner entry on the exchange. The resting skaters were quite close to the track marker. The skaters looking to make the exchange were kind of caught in between the skaters on track, and there was the incident there. But also just want to mention that the Chinese Lung, but a veteran team here, you know, just a very experienced skate there. Some great moves. Again, if we see that highlight from Lin Xiaojun, just creating some room while he was making his pass into the lead. Let's watch this here. This is it. Lin Xiaojun just pushing out Rim Jong-un. You can see that Rim Jong-un having to adjust wide. That just created some space for him on that corner, allowed him to secure that lead. And here it is right there. That skater gets clipped. So I think that was that Melle Van Wout catching the Korean skater who was inside the track. It was so tight there. That's not very common that you see that, but those resting skaters got to make sure they're leaving some space for the skaters.
Even before that on the straightaway, there was just such close quarters, getting out of the way of each other. Good win for the Chinese Lungs.
What's tough is it's the responsibility of the skater who's going up the exchange to ensure that they don't contact or impede the racing skaters. However, if you're left little to no room, it's very difficult to get out of the way there. You have nowhere to go.
This is what they're looking at. Just so many people right there, and then boom, Melle Van Wout catching just that skate there.
Right here. They're all so tight together. Melle Van Wout was very inside on the track, looking for an inside pass.
It was Hong Kyung-hwan
Well,
right
what was
there.
interesting was, I think Mellis van Wout actually had already contacted Itzhak de Laat there.
Final decision, penalty, Team Kazakhstan.
So it's given to Kazakhstan. The look it was, they added, it was a lane change outside to in the end. So I guess that was the first domino to fall. So there it is on Van Wout, and then that pushed him into the Korean skater.
Well, that was really interesting though, because there was a contact between Mellis van Wout and Itzhak de Laat on that straightaway before the exchange, and then Itzhak de Laat did go inside the corner, but that is a touch. Kind of a little
interesting. So there you go.
Have to go back and watch that again.
It was all such close quarters. And there we go. And that sums up day one of the World Tour. Tyler, any thoughts to wrap up the first day of the official first day of the season?
Well, it's just started off phenomenally. It looks like the Canadian Ice Maples are starting off right where they left it at the World, with the White Tigers team, with the first victory from Rim Jong-un in that 1500, followed by the women's relay in the 3000 meter. They're looking like they're in top form as well this season. Italian Gladiators getting into the mix and finals. So, you know, action-packed racing to come tomorrow.
Lots more tomorrow, lots more to come over the course of this abbreviated ISU Short Track World Tour. Just 4 stops. It's a sprint towards the Olympics. That is it for the day. On behalf of Tyler Dara and every single person who put this event together, my name is Gavin Day. Thank you very much for joining us. Talk to you soon. Goodbye.